New always talking shit show.
Yo,
Yep.
it's your boy Doc on.
It's your boy Akeem Magic.
You're back in the building with another episode of the Always Talking
Shit Show. What's good, man? How the week been?
It's been a roller coaster, but I'll be alright.
So now I'm here. You ain't have no music for us today? No? I do. Go ahead and play the people something. So you've been hard at work in the lab?
They get one sneak peek.
Huh?
Some fucking Dowdy Brothers shit we releasing this summer as a single.
Hey, don't worry, man. I'm gonna be on their ass. Heard it, yes.
Like I said, Warden.
That should be coming up on the Dowdy Brothers EP. I'll be making sure of that. No more hoarding beats.
Talking to the biggest.
You hear that
beat,
dialect?
Two of the biggest beat hoarders.
You hear that? No more hoarding beats. Pull up on you niggas.
Said pull up on you niggas. Get the fuck out of here. That's funny.
For real, man. So what's up, bro? Like, how much would you put on Skeet's head?
Who's Skeet?
Skeet. Davidson.
Nigga, for taking it this far and getting my children's name tattooed on you, nigga, you gotta see me about something. I know that much. Like, and it's on site at that point, nigga. It's no more talking. Fuck all these tabloids. I'm not going live no more, nigga. When I see you, I'm putting hands on you, nigga. Whoever's with you's getting I'm having people with me, so whoever's with you's getting hands put on them. We making an example out of you. Kim, I got cousins that are females.
Fam, I just don't understand.
I'm gonna have you beat the fuck up because you're wilding the fuck out, allowing this fuckery to happen.
I don't understand. Okay, so if you're not up to the latest news in the fuckery, Ye versus Skeet and Kim, I don't have children. I like to preface my statements by always saying that. Shout out to all the men that fight to be in their children's lives. Die a slow, painful death for all those that neglect their children. That's where I stand. I just think that, like, it's gotten to a point where, you know, some celebrities have to fight to remain visually human. Now, when I used to play ball, I had a lot of friends and teammates that was over 6'8". And you know what would happen to my 6'10", 6'11", and 7-foot friends? Women, children, and men alike, no matter where we went, would run up to them. Oh my God, you're so tall.
Yeah.
Can I take a picture with you? Do you play basketball? Do you do this? And sometimes I would see them being like kind of like short. And I was like, bro, why are you tripping?
But it's the same way we are with our hair, though.
But it's like that every day. Right.
It's the same way we are about our hair. It's like, ooh, your hair, can I touch it? No.
I've had that happen to me
Or the
before.
ones that just touch it.
Right.
Ooh,
Right.
like, bro, why are you touching my head? Like, what the fuck is wrong? What is on your hands, first of all?
There's a sense of humaneness like that comes with it. There's a sense of
like
like
you motherfuckers just think you can touch
dehumanizing
people or touch,
that-
like.
Now, this is not race related because there's tall white guys. That go
Yeah,
through
I'm not
this.
even talking about
I know.
just race.
I know. I'm
Like,
just going back to my original point.
I'm just saying I feel where this dude, like.
Right. So now,
Bruh. Yeah, I'm tall. Cool.
take a person that's famous, right?
Right.
Godly famous. They become in a place where you can poke fun
Yeah.
and take shots, right? It's kind of similar to the whole Will and Chris type thing, right? That whole argument of when's enough is enough and how do you properly stand up for yourself and et cetera, et cetera. All I want to say is this. When a man is running around the world on a private jet with none other than Larry Hoover Jr., P, you might want to leave his family alone.
For real, bro. Like
you taking it to a place where
you can't come back from sometimes,
and
bro.
you acting like he didn't grow up playing by your rules, fam. Like you can get your ass clipped. Like you talking about historically what black fathers have went through to remain
part of the family,
a part, not even just a part of the family, but just like a part of the like say so.
Yeah,
right. A part of the like a part of the brain trust of their children. I don't think people understand that before so-called African Americans and FBA people were allowed to receive government assistance, the male had to leave the home. When you tell a Kanye who basically has told the world, like, my dad wasn't in my life because my mom decided to move from Atlanta where it was safer for me and safer for a black man
then go to
Chicago,
right?
Where her opportunities were there, but at the same time,
that's the worst place for a young black man to grow up,
right?
And no disrespect to Chicago, but y'all know exactly what I'm speaking on.
Yeah, no, because it'd be no different than if you took them to New York, Philly, or Detroit, right? Los Angeles or some shit like that.
Yeah,
so,
L.A. bugging out too.
So it's one of them things where, like, when you look at all those encompassing things, now Kim, I don't think she's had to, not to speak for anybody, but visually, this is all from an outside looking in.
Right.
I don't think Kim has struggled with family. You know, I don't think she's struggled with having. I don't think people understand in this country. They made it to where it's hard for us to go 3-4 generations back.
Yeah.
In our families. Family means something different to us. Not more or less than the next person, but it's just different. And when you're telling a man that like has a daughter by a certain woman, and he's saying things, he's seeing things, and he's like, "Yo, I'm trying to protect my daughter from this, and that."
Right.
I don't think it's fair to always just, "Oh, he just wants Kim back."
It's not, and it's not fair that she keeps doing what the fuck she's doing, and Kanye's the fucking villain every time. She don't get to fucking do all this shit and then play victim when this nigga finally gets sick of the bullshit and gets at her about something.
Doesn't it feel like they trying to poke the bear?
That's exactly what the fuck they're doing. They know you poke this nigga enough, you're gonna entice a reaction out of him, and we're all like that. Woman, just keep doing this to you. Eventually, we gonna stop touching me. What the fuck is going on with you, bruh? You know what I'm saying? Like,
the problem I have too is like when that new sex tape came out.
Yeah, the shit he did to
you
fucking
run,
silence that.
You run right back to Kanye, right? Because Skeet can't get that tape.
Yeah, that nigga can't do none of that shit for you. He holds no weight in this fucking culture.
And it's gonna be a lot more expensive if he did.
Yeah. They gonna extort that nigga at that point. Like, yeah, okay, we'll give you that, but nigga, we want this, nigga, from you.
I think that like when we look at this situation, we have to like be sensitive to the fact that take Kanye's stardom out of it. Take what you feel about him as an individual. Take the Trump hat. Take all those things that Kanye has said that's been polarizing out of it. We know what the man went through publicly with his, losing his mother. He's the only child.
Yep.
I just feel for him, man. I'm like, dog, it seems like they over there with think tanks, trying to figure out how to make this man snap.
They're doing, but here's the thing: they're doing it to every rich, successful, popular black man there is. There's think tanks, I guarantee, about LeBron. There's think tanks about fucking Hove. There's think tanks about fucking Kanye. There's think tanks probably about Diddy. There's probably think tanks going on. Everybody who has power in this shit.
Or influence,
right? I feel like they would figure out how to make everybody fall off if they could. Especially, nigga, LeBron, bruh. They just can't. He's unfallible.
But they hate Bron so much. It's crazy.
It's fucked up when you have a black man, a rich black man, who's embedded in this hip hop culture, this FBA culture, married to his high school sweetheart, who's a black queen as well, takes care of his kids. His kids are thriving.
They criticize him for being a.
You're talking about a man who's on the road for how long out of a year?
It's
and
funny.
It's still one of the best
that.
fathers. Nigga, still getting to Bronny's games. Nigga, still there being a dad.
You know what's funny about that Bron shit?
And you got motherfuckers like Carl. Let me explain. You got motherfuckers like fucking Karl Malone, who don't give a fuck about half his kids, if any.
Yeah, he's out there.
And we don't hear nothing about this. We didn't hear nothing about him when the nigga was in the limelight going to the championships and shit.
He's not moving and shaking that way either.
That's real.
He's not making millionaires out of his friends.
But it's like, they hate LeBron because you can't foul him. You can't say he has a posse around him because he doesn't. Every one of his fucking friends is a fucking multi-millionaire in their own fucking avenue.
And he's put them in
nigga. He's put them all successful. And it's not even, he made them all successful by an investment. They ain't in his pockets no more. Nigga, they're doing everything they want to do.
All of them can afford to buy LeBron something nice.
Exactly. Something that he don't got. Think about that. Make you sweating. Let me turn this AC on.
Yeah, man. I'm over here dying. I was gonna try to be a trooper about it and not say nothing. But yeah, no, like it's just, it goes without saying, you know what I mean, that like family is supposed to be off limits. You know what I mean? You can pursue a relationship with a woman with children. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hold on.
You know
family, there's one scenario where family's not off limits. If the woman you're dealing with has a fucking deadbeat baby daddy and you step in to play stepdad and be the fucking father figure and all that shit, that is the one time, if this nigga ever speaks up, you can have something to say. If you've married this woman and you've taken, like, I'm talking about like years down the road, you know what I'm saying? Y'all been together now.
No, I get it.
You might be getting married 5 years later. Now this nigga want to pop up. Nah, bruh. Like, I'm not going to say I'm their dad, but I'm their father figure, my nigga. You're their dad. Yeah, no, everybody can be a dad, not everybody can be a father.
Right. And you got to honor the person that's made those sacrifices.
Right. Like Jen's husband or whatever, right? My baby mom. We're not like best friends or anything, but I still respect the dude because of the situation he stepped into.
Right. And there's like, it's important to co-parent that.
And I don't gotta worry about this nigga and who he is and shit.
His character.
And he and here's the thing, he had to learn his place. Cause we had a whole fucking issue of him stepping into talking about fucking my family, and nigga, I had to check him on that. But Pete Davidson, bruh, like, Kim is gonna get you beat the fuck up, nigga, or worse. Cause what happens when somebody who looks out for Kanye and somebody who's a goon for Kanye that we don't hear about does something to this nigga? That's the whole thing, is like, you men don't realize what these women can get you into. Pussy's a powerful drug. For some. Fuck that for some. For a lot of you niggas. Pussy will dictate a lot of you niggas' lifestyles, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't. It ain't no pussy out there good enough for me to do all that. I don't pillow talk on the next man, and I ain't gonna ever speak on the next man and his kids and be like that if I'm with somebody who has children and I'm playing the stepdad. Like, that's not my fucking place. Like, I got my own kids to worry about, and even if I didn't, that's still not my place. Like, what the fuck is we, like, Pete is gonna wake a bear that just ain't gonna go back to sleep.
Because you're talking about a cat with resources.
A billionaire.
And affection. You know what I'm saying? Like, and affection. There's people that are from his community that might look at that as like, okay, I'm gonna get a one up.
Yeah, I'm gonna do something to this nigga for him. And
a Kanye feature, get me out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And not to put that type of thinking on Kanye. I'm not even saying that that's where his mind is. But when you start tattooing my children's initials, and it's like, when you look at the tattoo, that's something that you could tell. It's like the female that get her dude tattooed on her, but it's so small.
She can have it covered up later.
An initial or a symbol that only he and her know.
Yeah. Chinese letters or some shit that, you know what I'm saying, some nobody.
That's easy to, like, get rid of.
Right.
You know what I mean? We seen the viral pictures of Shorty, and was she on his lap or something like that? Like, in the go-kart, his daughter?
I didn't even see that. See?
So, yeah, he's been on.
You need to.
And I think it's just on that, because I don't mind.
Stay in your lane, Pete.
I don't mind the whole sending the picture back. Like, if you texting Shorty and I'm in here knocking them down.
Yeah, I might do some shit like that.
If you interrupting what I'm doing.
I got to do right.
Your kids ain't nowhere in sight.
Hurt your feelings,
Don't let
nigga.
the kids be at your house. And you hitting me, nigga. You might get a picture that hurt your feelings.
Hurt your whole ego, nigga.
Move on, because this is over. This is what I'm over here doing. But even that, I think some of that is media creation.
Right.
Because what he said, first they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. You know what I mean? Like, if Pete go and do something crazy, I could see the media jumping right back. Oh, my God, Kanye. Like, they love a sympathetic figure and they love a villain.
Right.
But sometimes it's not always that black and white.
They just, and the other thing is, you stop making Kanye the fucking villain.
Well, Jason Lee exposed TMZ in that.
Yeah, you got to stop. Like, that shit is.
That the Kardashians have built-in relationships and contractual relationships, under the table relationships with some of these. Because, dog, think about it. Are they really that popping to where we have to know everything that they do?
No.
Some of the sensation about them is fake. It's like paying for views.
Yeah, no, that's real.
You know, it's the motherfucker that got 33 likes, but 1.1 million views,
right.
1,000. You know, like, come on, fam. That's not really real.
The numbers don't add up. Like, how does that work? No, go
ahead, my bad.
Pete gonna have to fucking relax.
I think that, see, and this is the thing too. If Pete was another rapper, or even somebody in a culture,
it'd be different. Because
you will have somebody that will sit down. It would be a sit down.
Right.
But
Prince, he's not of this fucking culture.
Can get to Pete Davidson.
Hey, do you know what I just realized, bro? I was watching like a early Mayweather fight. You know, Jay Prince was his manager.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Jay Prince is the one that helped him get out of that bullshit deal with Bob Aaron.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Like a couple million and wasn't paying, and had all the little legalities in place, and
keeping him there.
Yeah, and Jay Prince paid that man a visit.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I wouldn't want to visit.
So in
Jay
spite,
Prince,
because I can't beat you in a game that's set up for me to beat you in, well, I own that name.
Yep.
All right, well, I won't be Pretty Boy Floyd.
I'll be Money Mayweather, nigga.
Because I'm about to get this money.
It make way more money than we made together ever, nigga.
Ever. I don't even know why a black American fighter would sign with Bob Arum.
And I'm going to beat your fucking fighters the fuck up any chance I get. Did he fight any Bob Arum fighters after that?
Well, yeah, but that's why he didn't get the Pacquiao fight for so long.
Yeah, I'm going to beat every one of your
Bob Arum
fighters.
wasn't like negotiating in good faith. He even admitted it and said that I just didn't want to do that to Pacquiao.
Yeah, because, Pacquiao's his fighter too, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yep, and then he beat the shit out your
and
boy.
Then Pacquiao left him, nigga, and went with Floyd now. Ain't that some shit?
Hey, you gonna go where the money, where the
so
production
this was like
is
Floyd
at,
said
bro.
they hated when he said this too. He was like, yeah, this kept going back and forth. He's like, you got to stop comparing me to Pacquiao. He's like, take it out of the ring also.
Yeah,
like, man,
we're not even
we're not
close.
even in the same ring. He said, man, I get paid off of his fights.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit. Yeah, he came to my side, nigga, when he saw what this money was hitting. Like,
I mean,
because he made $122 million off that
it's
fight.
It's assumed
nigga.
that Floyd, who
Pacquiao,
yeah, and Floyd got almost 300.
Yeah, like, so where you gonna go?
Dog, it's just like
money team
for what I just heard about Canelo. Look, I was telling people for years.
Wouldn't be surprised if Canelo ended up over there.
It's easy to hate Floyd, but I was like, he offered Manny Pacquiao $44 million. People arguing with me. Oh, that's not enough. Manny deserves more. I was like, what do you think his last gate was? The highest gate he had before he was offered the $44 million. The highest take home he had was $17 million.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, that's before splitting it with the team,
right?
Before doing all that. I said, so you telling me that $44 million versus 17? I said, if he likes to do charity so much, nigga, that would help even more.
And
why wouldn't he take that fight? But he didn't take that fight.
It ain't Floyd's fault that nigga spent all his money helping out his country and being
I think you're
a
really
politician.
gullible if you believe that.
Like, that ain't Floyd's fault.
And I think you're really gullible if you believe that.
Well, I'm just going off what the news are saying. Like,
I remember watching one of those 24/7 joints that they do before the fight, and this is when Pacquiao was fighting Floyd.
Yeah.
His training squad, and I ain't beating up on Pac-Man. I like Pac-Man, but his training squad of his team, whoever he was in the most favor with, by the end of the day, they like did the best job by him, got to sleep at the foot of his bed. Now, I don't know if that's a cultural thing or what, nigga. You can make beats for God. You hear me? You can make a beat so dope tonight that God comes back. Dre, I'm not sleeping at the foot of your bed, especially if you're rich.
Right.
I'll slap the shit out you, nigga, and we'll be fighting. If you're a millionaire and tell me that my reward for getting your water, massaging your kinks, shadowboxing with you, running with you and shit like I'm training, all that is, oh yeah. Well, I'm not saying he don't pay him or nothing, but like, I just seen that gesture and I thought that was weird because the reporter had asked him why was it a reason why one of them slept in a room with him, like, you know, like he's sleeping this way and they would sleep at the foot of his bed, and it was just like, when I heard that, I thought that was weird, bro. And then like, I got
Pacquiao weird ass doing that shit.
I got a friend from the Philippines,
right?
And I asked him, I was like, well, we watching a fight. I was like, bro, why you only like the only Filipino person I know that ain't fucking with Pac-Man? Like, why you don't like Pacquiao? Like, he hates Pacquiao. And he was just like, bro, I grew up in the Philippines. He was just like,
I know who Pacquiao really is.
Like, bro, he's the one that put me on. He's like, why do you think that they like promote that he's a born again Christian so much? He was like, man, he used to really be tripping. Good afternoon. He used to like, you know, had, you know, domestic issues, and, you know, remember he just came out and said, because, you know, he ran for president. Yeah. Just like Trump, when you run for president, it exposes shit that you normally had tucked away.
You gotta,
man, Pacquiao done done,
get ahead of all that shit. Jesus Christ.
And I gotta watch them.
Who did and then who did he use? Who did he use PED with? Was it Floyd fight?
No, that's why he couldn't get the Floyd fight, because Floyd was like, bro, you went from like feather dance
small
to knocking out guys. Like, he's like, I've done what you've done. Yeah. I'm a smaller guy fighting up, and that's why my knockout ratio has went down. Right. You're nowhere near
the fighter I am. Right. And you're over here knocking niggas,
and you knocking these niggas out
the fuck up
either
too.
hand stepping back.
Right.
But once Floyd put him on blast, And he knew the only way I'm going to get this legacy fight for me, it's a legacy fight for Pacquiao.
Right.
Not Floyd.
Ain't
They
for
tried
Floyd.
to build it like it was
Yeah,
for Floyd.
didn't need that fight.
Floyd
Floyd's
really didn't
legacy
need that fight.
was solid,
And
nigga.
so now, okay, you make it a fight that, everybody got to say, all right, bet. Well, to get that fight, he knew, like, okay, well, the first offer he turned down.
Right. What, the
But he
$44
had-
million?
Yeah, but he had the media on his side.
Yeah.
So, Floyd's scared of him. Floyd's scared
I
of him.
loved hearing that shit.
And I used to always tell people, I'm like, bro, that's the one fighter that Floyd would be in the ring bigger than.
Who has Floyd ever been scared of, nigga? Like,
Well,
that shit be blowing
I'm not
my
even
mind
arguing
when they
that
say
with
stupid
nobody.
ass shit like that.
I don't think no professional fighter is scared to fight anybody.
Right. Canelo.
Yeah, shit.
You're lying right now if you don't throw him in
this
that.
is the thing. It's different type of fear. I think Canelo is scared of what will happen, the outcome of the fight. I don't think he's scared to actually get in the ring and trade punches with anybody.
No, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I mean.
I'm
Like-
talking. Oh, okay. Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
guys in the NBA that's nervous before a game.
Yeah.
Maybe more nervous than the average guy. But they're not nervous to dribble a ball and shoot in
Right.
front of the crowd
Right.
or in the game.
Nigga,
They're nervous of the outcome of the game.
that
Like,
nigga
I hope I
Sha-
do what I'm supposed
that
to do.
nigga
So I
Shakur will beat the shit out of Canelo Alvarez, bro.
can see him calling her out. Hey, no, speaking of Canelo and somebody beating the shit out of him, you see what happened. It just leaked out.
What?
Canelo and the team had to admit it. Remember when out of nowhere, the boy Errol was like, he cut that reporter off and was like, oh, well, worst case scenario, he's like, if I don't get the Terrence fight, he's like, I can just go up to 160 and fight your boy Canelo.
Right.
Right? It was the Latin little reporter dude from HBO Boxing.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that was kind of crazy.
It's really
Canelo's
not.
team basically was like, oh, shit, this nigga about to expose us. So they went ahead and let it be known, like, oh, yeah, Earl Spence and his team and Floyd, they did, and the PBC, they did offer me $50 million to fight Earl. I turned it down.
He had to say it, huh?
At 160.
At his weight,
either
nigga.
at 160 or 168.
Yeah, at his weight.
He's like,
nigga.
yeah, I'm going to come up to your size.
and beat you up, nigga. You couldn't, yeah.
He didn't want no part of that.
And Canelo really, I'm telling you, don't want no part of Shakur, bruh. Terrence, oh my God, Terrence don't want this fight that's finna happen. He really don't. And your Terrence Bud Crawford fans, you don't want this fight that's finna happen, because your fighter's finna get tarnished with his first loss.
Like he said,
And you better hope you don't get knocked.
38-1 is still a good record.
And you better hope you don't get knocked the fuck out. Because changing to left hands, don't change to southpaw against
No,
Spence.
his team already said.
He'll beat your
They
ass,
said they gonna
nigga.
fight him. They tried to make it sound dope too. They was like, "Oh, we're gonna beat him orthodox." Yeah, I bet. I bet, cause nigga, you can't all that southpaw and switch hitting shit.
He'll knock him
That's
the
not-
fuck out.
It's irrelevant with a guy like Earl, cause he's like a Tyson. Like he gonna cut the ring off with high skill. He's defensive when he needs to be defensive, so you're not gonna land the clean shots on him. But he's just gonna systematically beat you down.
The chin, even if you touch him, the chin is nigga. You tell me one nigga we've seen clock this nigga Errol Spence
Does
Jr.
Terrence have a chin?
No, I'm not talking about
No,
Terrence's
I know.
chin.
But I'm asking.
uh,
Has it been challenged?
yeah, and he stumbled like a motherfucker against
Gamboa,
Gamboa,
though, right?
Yep, and that
But is
left
he a
hand
hitter?
is- yes. Gamboa's got knockouts, nigga. Gamboa's got power. He was fighting somebody taller and bigger than him, and was still hurting this boy.
But think about all the elite.
And then look what Spence did to Gamboa.
Think about all the black fighters that fought him.
Yeah.
From Spence. Throw Crawford in there. Tank.
Yeah.
Like, it's a punching bag for them. He's good.
Yeah, he's just not good
I'm
enough to
just-
beat them. He'll beat anybody else.
Who you got in Shakur Haney?
Shakur. Because here's the thing. I don't like Haney's fighting style. I feel like he's robotic.
It's funny. They both fight like different variations of Floyd,
Yeah.
primarily.
Yeah. I feel like Shakur's.
Who do you think has the most knockout power or the most damaging power, at least? Is it Shakur?
After that fucking.
Because Shakur just went up.
After that
Not too
Oscar.
long ago.
After that Oscar.
They set Oscar up.
He beat that boy down. I feel like the only reason he didn't knock him out is because he wanted the 12 rounds.
And
I feel like it was one of them things. I feel like he wanted the 12 rounds because I feel like Shakur could have got him up out of there at any time.
Yeah, it was bad blood there. They was beating on. He wanted to beat on that nigga.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted the quick fight. He wanted them 12 rounds, and
Kind of the showcase.
Yep.
So you gotta remember, some of these. Though, if I'm fighting 2 times a year, bro, I don't want no
I got
30
the showcase.
seconds.
Yeah, and I got to get the win.
Don't just think about you only get to rap 2 times a year. You only get to produce to make a beat. That feeling you get from creating a beat, you only get that 2 times a year.
Right.
Nigga, you're not gonna do it. Even though
You
you
do it
can
big.
make a dope beat, and like I've seen you do it in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's not gonna
It's
be the
gonna be
time
the
you want to
biggest
do
shit.
that.
Yeah, it's gonna be the biggest
This
shit
is gonna
ever.
be one of them joints you playing with that joint
Right.
for a minute, nigga. You playing because you're gonna elongate.
I'm playing with it for 8 weeks.
You're gonna
and
elongate
then
the
releasing
feeling
it on that day.
Yeah, you're gonna
You know what I'm
elongate that
saying?
feeling. Like I can't imagine playing basketball, practicing every day, having to be on diet and weight, all that shit every day, drug
And you
testing
got
all
2
the time.
games a year.
But then only 2 games a year.
Yep.
And then this is the game you want me to just blow a nigga out and be, and then all the starters is out by halftime. Like, nah, man, coach, we want to play. So I could dig it, man. Like, shout out to him though. Boxing is one of them sports that keep you honest. So I respect any man or woman that gets in the ring, but I think the boy Canelo is starting to get exposed.
He is. He's scared. Not like you said, not scared to throw punches. He's scared of the tarnishment. He's got 1 loss. He don't want another one. And he knows Spence, Shakur, Haney, even Crawford, all these niggas offer him a loss.
You right? Can we shout out Spence? Because it's like, bro, you that dog for real. Like,
He fights
really is trying
everybody.
to fight everybody.
He fights everybody.
This nigga Spence got smoked for
He calls
everybody.
he calls out somebody every fight. He's PR ready, but he's not PG PR. Everybody in PR, I'm gonna leave it up to my team. They gonna no nigga. Pacquiao, come here.
What's the
No.
key word? What's the key word you said?
His team.
His what?
His team.
His.
Yeah, he runs that. He
His
makes the
team.
decision.
Nigga, I pay y'all.
Yeah.
Book that fight.
That nigga, when he called out Pacquiao, that shit was hard. Hey, get Pacquiao back over here.
Don't get him up in respectfully too.
Like, yeah, respectfully, bring him back.
He would have retired Pacquiao.
Oh.
I think Pacquiao might come back for another fight or 2, just because it just seems like he would.
calls out everybody.
He would.
There
Pacquiao
ain't
would've
been
in the
nobody
hospital.
that's called him out that he hasn't eventually fought in, not years down the line. Like, nigga, he could have waited to fight Crawford. He could have made Crawford take a couple more fights and get and make sure this. Nah, nigga, you keep talking. As soon as this Ugos fight is over, my management team is hitting you, nigga.
He said this shit like 6 fights ago, 4 fights ago. He's like, yo, since they bullshitting over there with making the fight, we tried to make the fight happen. They ain't want. They bullshitting.
Yeah.
He said this gives him time to get out of his contract and all that. He said, look, man, I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my.
I'm gonna go get all these straps.
I'm gonna go
and
get
then I'm
everybody's
coming
belt
for
over
yours.
here. And then since you over there hoarding your belt,
I'm coming
and
for
not really
You're gonna
fighting
have to
nobody,
give it to me.
you're gonna have to give it to me, bro. Do you want to be great or not? Because nigga, this is your chance to be undisputed.
Hey, that's what you said earlier though. That Spence comment was so cold. 38-1 is still a good record.
38. He hit him on Twitter. Hey, bro, 38-1 still a good record. Don't let them tell you different, nigga. Like,
bruh,
you know what
I'm
saying?
like, who? Because I'm just thinking, who can beat Errol Spence?
right now, Errol Spence, just like before.
He would have to do a Tyson Douglas. Come in there, not giving a fuck, partying the whole 2 weeks.
peep
He's
this, though.
just no training.
He was like that the first half of his career, nigga, and it got him
still
2 belts.
beating these niggas.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, see, niggas want to, now they like, damn, is he on steroids? Like, how does he keep that pace?
Do you know what I love about Spence, too? Every fight, he has the same look on his face when he comes out the corner, nigga. No expression. Just looking at you like.
I'm about to whoop your ass.
Literally this. His eyebrows go up a little bit. He's just. Nigga.
What's crazy to me.
And that's psychological. If you see a nigga every time he gets off that fucking stool, he never
Like
changes.
Shakur was doing.
Yeah, he never changes.
I thought that was gangster.
Bro, he never
Thought
changes
he was
his
getting
face.
off perfectly every time, 10 seconds.
He looks at you like he's just
With
looking,
no-
like he's looking at the wall.
Put it
nigga.
like this. You're on your stool. You're on the stool.
Oh, getting up 10 seconds. Yeah, every time.
They
Yep.
passing you because you bleed.
He's standing up already.
You getting water. Nigga, they holding your shorts, nigga. So you can
Get
cool
air,
off.
yep.
You looking at the time. You getting every second in because you need it.
This nigga standing up.
That nigga standing over there looking at you. And then that one day, that one time when he had him dazed, shout out to the trainer, Eddie Reynosa, because I don't like him.
Right.
I don't like his style, but nigga,
Right.
this is savvy shit.
Right.
he purposely didn't put his mouthpiece in.
I saw
and
that.
Then,
I saw that.
And then what he did was even more dope. He went and sat in the seats.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what I was like.
So
damn,
now
this
you
nigga
got to
all the
come
way had
get
to all
me.
the way come back
You got to
and
come
stand
get
it
me,
up. I saw
nigga,
him
and
hand
be
it
like,
up.
oh, I got it.
And I was thinking to myself, like, why this nigga got the fucking mouthpiece on him? Like,
That remind me of when not remind me in the sense that I was alive when it happened, but just through history.
Right.
When Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali had got clipped talking shit to a no-namer. And the dude got mad and just swung wild and knocked his ass out on his feet. And he got saved by the bell, but the ref was looking like, yo, bro, I don't know, nigga. Hold on. Right? Like, you might look like you got gone.
Oh, he was doing this.
Yeah.
When
like,
he's holding the note, tell him how many fingers I
right.
got. He's tapping him.
That was at the same time, but one of the things that he did that got my attention and I'm speaking about is nothing was wrong with his glove. He quickly, nigga, when the ref wasn't looking, nigga, like ripped his glove and was like, hey, man, I got to get this glove fixed. And the ref looks at him like,
how'd that happen so quick?
Like, all right, well, yeah, fix his glove.
And it ain't like this day and age where they could go replay that shit
right.
where there's
and
8
that gave
cameras
him,
on this
That
nigga.
gave him the time where he was like, okay, well, I mean, you know, the doctor came over. He telling him, nigga, 1, 2, 3. He's like, 3, 2. Like, you know what I mean? Went in there, he's like, stop playing. Went in there, had to, oh, you trying to embarrass me on TV?
Yeah. To beat your ass down.
Whoop your ass,
But,
man.
dog, Errol Spence is a dog. There's no...
He's what the sports needs.
Because at this point, when he beats up Terrence Crawford, who you going to say he's ducking? Who?
I don't even see who he's fighting. This the fucked up thing about it.
Who you going to say he's ducking?
What they gonna do?
What?
He's going to have to fight one of the Charlos. They gonna try to make him fight one of his stable mates and say that he's ducking them or they ducking each other. But this is the thing, though. Canelo can just come out and say, I'm not fighting any more top-tier Mexican fighters. Mm-hmm. Why, Canelo? Because I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
What if Errol Spence was like, after I fight Terrence Crawford,
I'm not fighting niggas
no more black fighters.
I want all these Mexican niggas and all these Englishmen
European,
and all these.
yeah.
I want every one of their belts now. I'm done. I want a nigga drop down, go beat Cambosos and take everything. But Cambosos ain't even gonna get through Haney. Haney, hey, congratulations on
you know what I'll say about
being able to
Cambosos?
stand there with like this with every belt at the end of that.
You know what I like about Cambosos though? He's waited a long time for this, right?
Yeah.
Sparring, being Pacquiao's sparring partner, fighting on his undercards, right?
He got his moment.
He got that belt.
Got Teofimo
right?
up out of there.
He got that belt, right? And then something in our culture we can learn. He played hardball. He didn't buy into the who the hell are you,
Right.
and on your next time,
Right.
Nah, nigga, I got the belt right now.
Right
I'm the
now.
champ right now. I'm that dude right now.
Yep.
Pay me right now.
Yeah. And
Or we not fighting.
Hey.
Pay me right now, or I'm gonna go make more money than I ever made fighting somebody, giving them an opportunity to get this belt that I know I'm gonna beat.
Right.
I'll go do that 4-5 times like the rest of these other bums.
Yeah.
Right? Or
Did he get a big payday against Teofimo?
the biggest of his career.
And he's gonna get a super one for the Haney
Yeah, he
fight.
made sure, but this is the thing though. He also negotiated this in my hometown.
And in Australia,
where
yeah.
nigga, the refs are gonna be on my side. And then
Haney. See, it ain't even go to.
it's gonna be a massive crowd.
I'm gonna knock him out.
It's gonna be a massive crowd, and I got a 2-fight deal. You got to fight me twice.
Do you think Haney gonna knock him out?
I think.
If it goes to the cards, that's gonna be a rough one.
I
for
think that
Haney
he
to
fucked
win.
up by putting Haney's back against the rope, to where he's gonna have to knock him out to win.
Yeah, because Haney's gonna hurt him.
Just like Errol Spence had to go out there and do the same thing with Kell Brook.
Carol Brook, yeah,
Like,
broke his goddamn eye socket. Errol
you see that little
Spence.
snippet that they did?
Niggas
with Earl?
need to quit.
No.
Errol Spence keep knocking
They
niggas'
calling
eye
that nigga.
sockets.
They calling him the ice snatcher.
Yeah.
So dog, they was showing all the dudes that fought with him.
They eyes.
It's only about dog. He didn't broke like 4 or 5 orbital
bones.
joints,
Jesus.
and I've had that injury. Fam, that shit.
Could you imagine just being like? See, that's where you gotta have a little fear in you getting in that ring with him, bruh.
Look at Terrence's body.
Oh God.
Now I know Terrence is tough, and I know he's all abs, right? Mm-hmm. But you also, dog. It's just you so,
all ribs.
You so thin, and
You all rib cage.
Earl is big in this
a body
division.
Killer.
Earl is big in this division, dog. Like Earl could literally go up to 170, 168, and compete,
And he's
and still have power. He might be better up there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Terrence Crawford goes down from a body punch.
I think that if it's a stoppage, it's definitely gonna be from the body.
Then, because every time Errol Spence, I hear him hit somebody in the. I'm like, I'd be on the ground, bro. I'd be done.
He puts cats in the hospital, and just like
and not even trying to do it on purpose.
Yeah,
he
no.
don't even fight with that type of ruthless aggression. He just whoops you he hits so hard and so precise. Nigga, he threw in the
but
what
his
fight?
persona doesn't match it.
Right.
Like, you know, with Tyson, everything about him is just scary. Like, this nigga might snap right now.
Right.
You could be with Earl.
No, this is what I mean. He don't have ruthless aggression. He has calculated aggression.
Yeah, it's some aggression. Yeah,
no,
right.
it's
He's
very aggressive.
Yeah, no, you're
but
right.
It's calculated.
Yeah, you're right.
He don't swing wild. He's accurate, nigga, and he hits hard as fuck when he touches you. Ain't nothing that Errol Spence throws but that jab that's soft, nigga. And even that jab snaps you, nigga, every time.
So this is the thing.
Like,
it's the thing. Like,
Errol Spence hits niggas with body punches like he trying to make you shit on yourself.
Canelo's smart, bro. Canelo's smart. Canelo's gotten more out of a loss than any fighter in the world, bro, in history.
We did talk about that. Yes, his whole career blew up.
The more I think about it, I be like,
whole career
really
blew up off losing to Mayweather.
He was already like a star, especially in Mexico and, you know, in the boxing world. Right?
Hey, it's gonna be crazy if Terrence Crawford ends up doing the same shit. If this is his one loss in Spence,
no, you know why?
51.
Bob Arum already screwed him. Terrence Crawford's older.
Oh,
this ain't basketball, football, new age. You're not gonna be 40 boxing like that. Like all these young boys. Like, think about it. There's nowhere to go.
That was Bernard Hopkins,
There's
and he
nowhere
got
to go.
knocked out the ring his last fight.
Hey, Bernard's different.
He was.
You know, he also survived a prison stint, and that's where he became a boxer.
And that's the only reason he even started late.
That's where he became a boxer. So it's just like if you in prison beating niggas up, you different. Like, I don't put you on the same scale in terms of trajectory as everybody else. You might be the nigga that can go in there at 40 and beat somebody up still. You crazy enough to do it, kind of like Terrence Crawford isn't.
Like
he's he's looking to make up what he lost, which he's never gonna do technically, but he'll take that $10 to $20 million settlement or lawsuit from Bob Arum that he got, and then because he's gonna win, because Bob is old and senile and can't stop talking, and every time he says something racist, he just proves his point. But and then the Earl Spence
what
fight.
is Bob Arum?
Jewish, I guess. I think.
But it's okay for him.
He might be Italian, but I think he's Jewish. Yeah, I guess we should look that up, huh? We just put a nationality on the nigga. I think it's Bahrainian. He's
an American lawyer.
Yeah, well. Because you know that's how he got started. He helped Ali get out of like a contract or like
born in Brooklyn.
Do something like that. Yeah, I know.
Nationally American.
Oh, Bob.
Dickhead.
Speaking of, though, what you think about Nico? Ali. Muhammad Ali's grandson.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see him? Oh, yeah. See, I called you right when that fight had already happened. Nigga, he got a first-round knockout.
Damn.
He's rising fast. Light-skinned braids.
Oh, no. Orthodox Jewish background.
Okay.
He's a Jewish guy.
Yeah, so he's... Now, that's going to make it kind of harder to prove it in court. I'm pretty sure Bob Arum has close ties to the Holocaust in terms of, like, family, direct family that survived or unfortunately didn't survive. You know what I mean? It's hard to paint that guy as just a racist in court. But he said hella stuff that in his generation and era, it might not be perceived as racist, but it's racist now. Like his no black fighter clause. That's economically discriminating on black fighters.
Who can't fight black fighters? None of his fighters? Okay. That's hella stupid.
When you're trying to build he had these rules on the board. When you're trying to build a fighter, it's called NBF. So guess what happened? When you're trying to build a Manny Pacquiao, you let him fight some black fighters if you know that he's like outclassed them by so much.
Right.
Tim Bradley was never supposed to beat him.
I love that fight.
Me too.
That shit was so... Because, nigga, what pissed me off is the commentators is what made you think Pacquiao won that fight. You go watch that fight. Pacquiao missed so many shots.
Hey, look.
He was missing the whole fight, nigga, and getting hit.
Shout out to my boy Drew. We in a house full of people. You know when
I knew Bradley won.
You know when they be like, and new.
Yeah.
Dog, we both jumped up off the couch at the same time and was like, and new. And everybody, to the point where everybody that was the hating and disagreed,
They was mad.
they noticed.
Right.
They was like, no, it just started a conversation. Like, wait.
What makes you think that?
Y'all, because we're not
Like,
debating
nigga,
during the fight. During the fight, none of us was. We're just enjoying the fight. We
nigga, the commentators made you think he landed any
Dog,
punch
so
in
my
that fight.
thing
Nigga, that
is
nigga missed.
This is my thing. American commentators on boxing, especially, I'm not trying to play the race card, but especially when it comes to black American fighters,
if they're not fighting a black dude.
I often watch the fight after I've watched it.
Without the commentator.
Without the commentator.
Yeah.
And if I bootlegged it, if it's some shit that I ain't really go pay to watch or I didn't go watch it nowhere, but I know that the fight's over.
Yeah.
And I seen, Haney won.
Right.
I'll go on YouTube or something, and it'll be like an international broadcast that's already posted it first.
Right.
And they're less from Australia to Asia to Britain. They're always less biased. Like they go for their hometown guy,
but they still call boxing.
But
more
they
fair.
call a fucking fight.
Right.
The Kell Brooks fight. Go listen to the American commentary. Or Earl Smith. You thought Earl Smith, it was a close fight on my girl. Earl's like, and then go
but
listen.
Watching the fight,
and then I watched it. I watched it back one day, just bored.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to, and it was Australia.
Niggas was saying Kell Brooks was getting
we
whooped,
nigga.
Kell Brooks getting his ass beat right now.
They was basically like, yeah, man. And same thing with the Pacquiao. When I watched the Australia broadcast of it, they were saying it. They were just like, yeah, this is a great disappointment. Floyd Mayweather was right. Manny Pacquiao is simply not in his class. Like,
no, he's not.
There's nothing he can do.
Pacquiao would have got dusted off.
Young Floyd was knocking Pacquiao out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Pretty Boy Floyd?
It'd have been, yeah. Especially because they were both smaller.
Jay Prince Floyd, but this is the thing. Young Floyd has always been bigger than Pacquiao.
Yeah.
This is the guy that Mike Tyson has told stories about being in the gym training. And Floyd is in there fighting guys his size, dominating them in sparring, and getting chewed out by his dad for getting hit too many times.
Right.
Like, he was a prodigy. Everybody knew this.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that's bigger than him that went on to be Hall of Famers and shit like that, he sparred them and trained with them. And they knew growing up he's on a different level.
Mm-hmm.
You can't – God creates us in size. The best boxer ever could be your size, nigga, or Deontay Wilder or Tyson Fury size.
Mm-hmm.
So that ain't got nothing to do with it. But sometimes people don't look at it like that.
Because that nigga Tyson Fury looks out of shape.
But can box
but
his
he's
ass
not,
off.
nigga, and will knock you out.
Can box his ass off.
Yeah.
Now
has good foot movement. Don't
he's still
get tired.
A guy that depends way too much on his boxing skill set. That's why he's retiring and trying to get up out of there. Because I think in the ring he knows he's never
gonna get slower.
He can never make his body with Deontay Wilder. Those abs and shit like that from Earl and them. Those takes years.
Yeah.
That's a lifestyle to get a stomach like that. And
there's a lot of heavyweights that aren't built like that. Most heavyweights,
you're never getting that.
Most heavyweights are heavy, got definition shoulders and arms, and they don't have hella abs and all that shit.
There's fat offensive linemen that'll come in here and whoop both of our asses in a sit-up contest.
And are faster than us on their feet.
I hate to say it verbally. You said it.
Yeah, nigga be.
I don't know if I disagree or agree.
That nigga be damn near 300 or 300, nigga.
Wheelies. Nigga, I asked Cap this before. I was like, bruh, them big niggas in the league really that fast? Or do you have so much shit going on?
They're able to get close.
Bro, we in the barbershop. This nigga Cap, it's after his rookie year, he goes like this. Look, I ain't even get my shit out. He was just like, he tapped me because he's like, no, they that fast. And he told me Vince Wilfork is fast as fuck. And he said that he was just like, because Cap is fast.
Mm-hmm.
As fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, bro, he's like, you know, when a nigga like in college, when he roll out,
right,
dog, there's so much separation
that
he can do whatever he want. And you're running at a moving target. You're always going to be at a disadvantage. Like, I'm going to get – this going to be – I remember in college, anytime he didn't have a passing play, he was getting a first down.
Right, yeah, he's running.
Or 8 yards.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter who they played, even when they played Miami, I remember the linebacker that was going to the NFL, he was supposed to be like a top draft pick.
Right.
They asked that nigga. They was like, man, who's the best player you ever played against in college? The best quarterback. This is
Miami, so he's played
this
hella
is after
people.
they just mollywopped Nevada.
Right.
He was just like, honestly, that Kaepernick kid that we just played, because he didn't even really know how to say his
he's
name.
got one of them names.
He was just like, and I
yeah.
remember the reporter like probed him. I'm like, wait. You talking about the quarterback you just played from Nevada? He was just like, man, because Cap, I think they scored probably like 28, 31 points, but probably lost about
21, 30.
Yeah, Miami put up like 50-something. But they had NFL defense, nigga.
Right.
Everybody on that defensive team was going to find their way in some NFL camp.
Yeah, they was going to get drafted.
They was just giving respect where they were saying it was like, bro, this nigga is good.
Right.
And I remember that was Cap's junior year, and they was just like, bro, that quarterback is good.
Right.
One of the first things I said to him, he's like, bro, you know, you one of the first people to ever tell me that. This is how me and Cap got cool. He used to be in the barbershop chilling. And a lot of people, I think, thought he was on the basketball team.
Yeah, because he's tall as shit.
But one day I walked in, I was like, hey, nigga, you going to the league.
Right.
And he looked at me and was just like, thanks, bro. Like that. Like it just lit his day up. And that's how me and him really just started talking and just kicking it. That's how we became friends.
Right.
This is like his freshman going into his sophomore year.
I'm hella.
Because after that game at Boise State,
right,
when Boise State was the shit, they lost to Boise State. But I remember that game was on TV, and it was like raining, snowing and shit. And this nigga came in the game because the quarterback got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Rowe got hurt.
Started.
And I played ball with Jeff Rowe, hoop.
Right.
So I know Jeff Rowe got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And, dog, he came in. They was down like 3 touchdowns. He ended up scoring 5 touchdowns and losing by like a field goal or some shit like that. And the world knew, like, oh, shit.
That boy
right
is
there
nice.
Is nice. Because at the
that
time,
boy good.
That boy good. At the time, they didn't have not one NFL prospect on their offense outside of the quarterback. And their running back, because, you know, at UNR, one thing that's just going to go to the league is the
running
quarterback.
Back.
And the running back, they're going to get a shot. Because
and some defensive players will make it.
Well, as of lately, because the system is kind of – it's like the Mike D'Antoni system of football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, Coach Alt is like offensive advisor to the Chiefs.
Damn.
All off
crazy. I'm mad at you.
What'd I do?
For losing your cell phone all them years ago.
Oh yeah, shit is bad.
We could have fucked around and had a Kaepernick fucking interview on here, bro.
We gonna Cap ATS fan. We gonna get him on here.
And boom, we'd have been booming
already.
No, we'd have had a whole.
We gonna get him on here.
We'd had a whole Cap segment already,
hey,
bro.
Not just for this reason, but selfishly, I was like, when I read that shit, I was like, oh, the Raiders are interested in calling Cap. Yeah, bring my guy back to Vegas. Bring my guy down here. Because that's just one visual.
I'm in town.
That's just one visual.
I'm coming. If we
I'm just saying that's just one visual.
Like for a week, nigga.
That's just one visual. That's one pull up. Like, your boy here, nigga, what's popping? Let's get it cracking.
That would be 1 million views, nigga, if we had Cap on.
Oh, that's the interview of the century. Cap don't do a lot of media.
Right.
If he even do it. He don't do a lot of media, and I understand why. All you gonna do is pick apart what he say.
And we ain't.
No, it ain't. He knows that.
Talk your
I'm
shit.
talking about like the world is.
Hey, nigga, you come on here, talk your motherfucking everything, nigga. We don't give a fuck.
I want to talk to you about something though, and that is. Hold on. Do you have anything else you want to get off about sports? Real quick before I even get into this, Gary Payton III, man, get well soon. It was a fucked up situation.
Damn, he got hurt?
Broke his elbow.
Came down.
Growing up, Brooks not even in the play, frustrated, kind of like runs over. You know how niggas do the little swipe to foul you?
Pulled him all the way to the ground.
Swiped him, hit him in his back from the back, clotheslined him. And so because of that, I already know. I've been in that situation. I almost fractured my wrist doing that.
I know his hands back.
He didn't know where he was. So you know that people keep saying that he put his hands back, but I'm like, when you're our size,
off your feet,
when you're our size and that,
and you're horizontal.
No, this is the thing though. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see it because I forgot you said you didn't catch it.
No, I can just imagine if you're pulling somebody from the back. I know that feeling of when your body goes horizontal and then know it ain't supposed to float in the air like that. This is what you're doing, nigga. You're like,
no, right?
Yo, where the fuck is the
Watch
ground?
This. Let's see,
bruh. Brooks who?
What's his name? Not Aaron Brooks. Devin Brooks or something like that. For the Memphis Grizzlies. Light-skinned. Used to play for Oregon in college.
I don't know, nigga. Whoever the fuck you are.
Well, fuck you.
Fucking, that's hoe shit, bro.
I want you to see it because I want you to see if I'm, because it's split. Surprisingly or not, it's one of them conversations in sports that like everybody's split on it. Like it's nobody, like it's not like overwhelmingly. I haven't seen that one show really where all of the panel was like, yeah, it was dirty.
No. I'm not saying it was dirty. I'm not saying if you're frustrated, you know how to fucking foul and not hurt somebody.
Well, that's what Steve Kerr said.
Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
That's what Steve Kerr said. He was just like, man, he broke the code.
Like, I don't care if you were maliciously trying to do it to him, nigga, but you don't fucking do that shit, nigga. Like, who the fuck? Nobody, like, you don't pull somebody out. It's like cutting somebody's legs out from under them. We know the rules, nigga. You don't do that.
So everybody, a lot of people keep saying like you know, yeah, it's unfortunate. It was this, but a lot of people go into like making it a point to say that. Yeah, see, I don't.
saw the jam up.
Bro, you see, I can't keep watching shit like that. Like, especially if you've had injuries and you don't want to keep watching that.
That's a locked joint, nigga. That just
so that's it broke. So like now, peep this. A lot of people keep saying, "Oh, Gary's got to know how to fall better," and you get taught that. No, you get taught that, right? But there's he got to take that fall a little better. He put his arms out. But this is in fairness, though.
How do you take somebody and expect them to do that when he's going to the rim like this and you turn him like this?
No, that's what I'm saying.
What are you expecting him to do?
Well, because look,
not trained to fall like that.
If he could do it again, what he would do is when you get clipped like that, you are supposed to kind of like, there's a way to fall. You're supposed to fall like this. But this is the thing, though.
If your hands are up for a layup.
No, let me say, this is the thing. When he put his arms back like that, I don't think he put his arms back to brace his fall. I think that just like you said, like when you're between, when you're under 6'4" and you in the air and you get knocked like that, everybody is off balance when you get knocked in the air. But when you're a 6'6", 6'7" guy, you're like big enough to kind of like regain balance sometimes, right? And strong enough.
But when you're big enough to not get your balance,
when you're smaller
nigga,
like that and you're that high up, because you know he's a leaper, and you getting hit,
you're falling.
When you go back and look at it, bro, I think that like
he didn't know he was that high.
No, I think that he was flailing.
Yeah.
You know that natural like flail? Like I think that he was doing that while twisting, and now by the time you hit the ground, it's too late, really. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got he went right. Had to go right to the hospital. He shot his free throw. Had to go to the hospital, and is pretty much out for the season. But let's go one further. Gary Payton Jr. or the third Jr. God bless you. I don't know which one it is.
The second.
But
no, it's the second. GP.
Because I think his other son is named Gary Payton.
Oh,
whatever.
Gary Payton the third.
Look, anyways, GP, that's playing for the Warriors. Shout out to him. I think that what hurts me is I know his story. He's the guy that got punished because he had a famous last name. He's the guy that like, show me that you're the next Steph Curry or else, your dad failed you, right? He kind of had that stigma, whereas like this guy that had to go overseas, he had to be in the G League. You look at the way he played now
bullshit.
On a championship caliber team. He's always should be in the NBA.
And that's bullshit to say. His dad wasn't a fucking shooter.
Well, no, I'm just saying. When I say that, I just mean
like Dale Curry. Dale Curry was a shooter.
No, I'm not even being that specific. I meant like just more so like sometimes it's nepotism don't work in sports. Yeah. It works against you a lot of the times, right? And it was some of that with GP, right? Seeing him play at Oregon State, seeing him play in college, there's no reason why he shouldn't have been on the NBA roster. Mm-hmm. But he fought and clawed, shown that he wasn't a spoiled little kid, and got himself back in the league. And then, like, literally is showing out and finding a space on the Warriors.
And the Warriors.
And now you just broke his
fucked
elbow
his shit up.
Where he's having a time to, like, really put himself as a solidified NBA player. This could fuck his career up.
Yeah. That nigga's, old boy's a hoe for the foul.
Dog, you know what the score was?
What?
8-0.
Old boy's a real hoe for the foul.
Ask me who had 8.
The Warriors. Nah.
No.
Memphis was up, and that's what he did? He a hoe.
The Warriors didn't have no points on the board when he did that shit.
Did they lose?
The Warriors? Yeah, they ended up losing by like 5 or 4. It was a close game.
Fuck them.
But yeah, the series is kind of nuts, bro.
Cool. So now if you win the series, nigga, I'm not going to respect it.
Because two players, it's 1-1. Two players have been ejected though. Like
Yep.
Draymond got ejected, and it's crazy because he got ejected for the
dumbest
same
shit.
thing. But it looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
But here he is. He coddled him all the way to the ground to make sure he didn't hurt himself.
Yep.
That dude got right up, shot his free throws, and had a good game.
Yep.
Gary Payton is in a cast somewhere, and you're like, that's foul. It sucks, bro. Like, it happens in sports. Excuse me, I get that.
But that one shouldn't have happened. I get a freak fucking
But I'm
accident,
going to agree
my
with
nigga.
Steve Kerr when he says, like, no, you broke the cardinal
Yeah.
rule, which is to make sure, especially in the NBA, you making all this money.
You make sure.
I've seen players get out the way when a guy dunked, when it's just like, bro, at a park in front of scouts in a college gym,
I'm gonna
in a
be
high school
here.
gym. I've seen niggas go sell out to try to block
But
that.
we're not doing that here.
In
We both could get hurt.
In NBA games, I've seen guys literally like, okay, you got the drop on me. You already up in the air about to dunk it. If I can't really get up and contest the ball cleanly,
I'm just gonna move.
you got that dunk.
You got it.
I'm like, bro, they ain't even score a point. So then it comes off like, was this retaliation for the Draymond Green shit?
Right.
You know what I mean? And we'll see, bro. They going back to the Warriors. It's going to be very hard.
I hope Memphis get their ass whooped.
It's going to be hard for Brooks and for the rest of the series because them Warriors fans don't play.
Yeah, Draymond
Because
fuck you
you
up.
know the Bay like I know the Bay. That shit don't start when you get to the stadium, homie.
Nope. It starts walking into that motherfucker.
You better watch your drinks, nigga, when you out. It's going to be some niggas in the Bay trying to fight you.
You see what they did? You see what they did to Jordan?
You see what they
Sent
did?
that nigga a whole contaminated pizza, nigga.
You see what they did to 2 Chainz, nigga, in the middle of the daytime.
Yeah. Yeah, that's real.
Adam, what's up, man? Adam from Houston. But yeah, I want to advance onto this though, man. Like, what you think about the term poverty pimping? When I say poverty pimping, what does that mean to you when you hear it? And we ain't talked about this before or nothing. I'm just putting you on the spot, low-key.
Poverty pimping to me sounds like just what it is, nigga. It's the 1%. We're being pimped into poverty.
You know what? I never thought of it like that.
We're being super pimped into poverty.
So the term originates from organizations, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 2 examples. NRA, right? And this is not an anti-gun stance or anything like that. So everybody relax. But you'll take like the NRA, and then you take an organization like I don't want to say DARE, but something of those lines, right? An organization that receives millions of dollars in grants and federal stipends and handouts, right? To allegedly do like anti-gang prevention in Los Angeles.
Right.
We're going to move to the ghetto and prevent these kids from being in gangs, right? We're going to move to the inner cities and to small cities around the country and small towns and prevent these young people from doing drugs. All noble ideas, right?
Right.
Then you have NRA, every home should be protected. Every man is the master of their castle. Like, you should not be a victim because a criminal has a gun and you don't have a gun, right?
Right.
All great ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start looking at the, like, people that really sponsor and pay for the everyday functioning, the everyday functionality of the NRA. These are majority white, underemployed, right, to borderline poor Americans that have bought into the ideology, right?
Hey, upper management, bro. Upper management's part of the 1%.
No, wait, hold on. I'm gonna get there.
No, I was just talking about what Adam said.
No. So this is the thing. So then you get see, that's a great
Or
point.
not part of the 1%. Upper management is part of the 99.
So that's the great.
CEOs are the 1%.
So this is the thing. You two are going into places that I never even took it. What I was looking for more like the ground level up. Like all these. Sometimes you hear groups, and the LGBTQ plus community is new to this in terms of like. I don't want to say new like they're newly existing,
right?
But new to the world of being visual and being having spokespersons and things like that. Like, right, being, I don't know if I butchered that. I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. But what happens is like, so you get these mixed messages. You get these organizations that we really support every American being able to defend themselves. Mm-hmm. But you're really robbing poor people and fear-mongering, right? Mm-hmm. These DARE programs, you talk to a lot of inner-city kids. Hey, they didn't see drugs for the first time until DARE. I didn't know what weed looks like until DARE, the DARE class, right?
Hey, nah, Adam, we're not getting racial. When we're talking about poverty and shit, and we're talking about, like, inner city,
no, wait.
Everybody's part
Since
of
I'm
that.
the one speaking, I'll address them directly. Adam, I don't know if you heard me, but I started off saying with the NRA doesn't really deal with black people. You know what I mean? I'm when I say the NRA, they're literally poverty pimps to a white community majority. Poor white people that pay their dues to the NRA because, you know, it's a respected organization. They feel like this organization is fighting for them to always have their rights to be able to protect their home and their land and property. But if you really start doing digging, do you really think that's what the NRA does? And when a non-wealthy, non-celebrity white man shoots someone in self-defense, does the NRA come in and help them with their defense? We've seen them in certain cases do it.
Right.
But take the baby, for instance. Now, I get it. He's an urban black rapper. But if he shot someone in Walmart in self-defense, the district attorney and the arresting police officers let him go home. It was like, we're not pressing charges. What you don't hear, the NRA will call him a hero.
Right.
We can keep going on across the racial divide, which is why I didn't attribute the NRA to anything black or urban. Because even with what's his name, Troy Ave, is attacked in a nightclub while he's working, defends himself from the assailant, and shoots at the guy that was in the club shooting. Some people can frame that as a hero.
Right.
The NRA doesn't jump out there and protect everyday normal American citizens, be it white or black, when they're caught up in the judicial system
over
legally
their rights,
having guns, protecting themselves or their property.
Over them exercising
they
their
still
rights.
have to go through the ringer, and hopefully they have the funds and economic means to defend themselves, right? Mm-hmm. Now, when you take like DARE and stuff like that in these urban areas, so if I'm the guy pitching to get the grant, I say, hey, we have a program. We're going to say DARE to keep kids off drugs. Now, mind you, the Republican Party, this isn't race-related. This is a fact. Under Ronald Reagan, flooded black communities with cocaine. And then, while doing that, his wife headed a program called the DARE program to keep kids off drugs. So they were serving two masters, right? So now what happens is with the DARE program, like I said, myself personally, I didn't come from a house where drugs were welcomed, even though I may have lived in the community that had been flooded with drugs, just like a lot of kids in the country, right? So what happens, my family didn't have coke on the table, weed on the table. I didn't know what heroin looks like. Yeah. The first time I got these images or ever seen weed in person was in DARE class. Now,
this is your mind on drug campaign.
Right. So, but they didn't do that across the country.
Right.
They didn't do that in every area, and it's all part of a political play. Mm-hmm. So we can all gripe about our misdealings, right, and our mistreatment, but the bottom line is there's mistreatment
everywhere,
all the way across the board,
right,
to a certain group of people.
Looking at what Adam just wrote, it seems like he was part of a self-defense thing, and he's basically saying they didn't step in for him, and he got thrown under the bus.
So Adam, that's my point. So you have everyday people, right? That
exercising their rights.
Now, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm not demonizing the NRA because I believe in gun rights.
Right.
But what I'm learning is the tick is that, the NRA doesn't really like accept me as a gun owner.
No.
Right. So, but then when I start digging deeper, shit, I could be a fucking racist white guy with all the stereotypes. I could be a stereotypic racist white guy from the deep South, right, that flies, that every day I wear my Confederate flag, right? If I have to shoot someone to defend my business, The NRA isn't coming showing up like,
Not
hey,
at
man,
all.
you've been paying your dues
Not
for
at
20
all.
years.
They're not coming for no regular.
Here's a little. We
you
have
got
a
to be
team
famous,
of lawyers.
like you said.
Now think about this. Rock Nation, Jay-Z has a team of lawyers for hip hop.
Mm.
The NRA don't got a team of lawyers for legal gun owners. How many legal gun owners are in jail for legally brandishing their firearm and defending themselves?
Yeah.
Black, white, Hispanic, or indifferent. It doesn't
Over
matter.
Technicalities and shit.
So when you have a multi-billion-dollar organization that their only claim to fame is that we're here to protect you from your gun rights, it just seems like a bunch of hogwash. When you have something like I'm using Dare as an example because I couldn't really think of one off the top, but they're making millions of dollars to, okay, take Dare off of it. The Girl Scouts. This is going to go left. Bear with me, you all. My mom was a Girl Scout troop leader for years. Her and my aunt, my sister, is basically the female equivalent of an Eagle Scout, right? Growing up.
Mm.
Of course, I've never been a fucking Girl Scout, but I'm familiar with the shit, right? Now, I think we talked about it on here a while ago. What was it like? It was something like in the billions of dollars that the Girl Scouts had made of cookies.
Yeah.
I don't remember. No, remember it was something.
It's silly.
It was something nuts,
Silly.
Adam. It was something nuts. Like billions of dollars they made off these cookies, if not hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. And I thought to myself, you've never seen a Girl Scout youth center? Like if the goal is to like empower these young girls through Girl Scouts and empowerment, they don't have like the Boys and Girls Club at least has a Boys and Girls Club center, right? Where you can go play ball and shoot pool and do shit like that. Think about the billions of dollars they're making off this cookie empire and membership.
Yeah.
There's nothing tangible for these girls out of that program.
Nope.
That, in my by definition, the way I understood it was like, man, that's poverty pimping.
That's pimping for sure.
Poverty pimping is when you say, okay, I'm going to get $100,000 a month from the government for this grant to provide shelter for homeless people, but then you're like providing bare minimum. Or you have these weird rules that say that like, oh, if you're not in line from 11 a.m. to the time we open at 7, you don't qualify for a bed.
You don't get to sleep here.
You know, if you have any job, you can't stay here. All these different little like bureaucratic things that makes the attempt to help ancillary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean by it. Like, you can pick any ethnic group or nationality, right, and find a multi-million-dollar organization behind them leeching off the poor people in that community. It's just a fact. Yeah. I don't want to get pseudo-religious or anti-religious, but when you have a man that opens a church in a gymnasium that the Houston Rockets used to play in, and then his city that he proclaims he needs donations and this, he don't pay taxes because this is a church, Mr. Joel Osteen. And then you literally get caught lying as to why you can't bring in people off the street for shelter in your 80,000 seat arena because you're flooding. And then we get the videotape and the footage, and it's like a couple drizzles of water in the walkway. Like your carpet didn't even get wet, fam.
Yeah, Adam, none of that money goes to them.
Now, when I stop, that's poverty pimping. Mm-hmm. People are going to shit on me because it's religion and all that stuff. But, hey, what other organization would you give monthly tithes to that's in your neighborhood or community that does nothing? Like, you can't even usually get child care from most churches for free. They might give it to you at a discount rate. I was thinking about that, man, because I seen a little commercial type thing, little infomercial for like they were challenging Americans to do more for the people of Ukraine. And I thought to myself, like, man, they really run a sick game on American citizens.
That's wild. The money for the Girl Scouts goes to fucking local communities to fight sexual abuse.
So
wow.
So this is the thing. Hey, but Adam, like, this is the thing. That's cool. That's a great thing, right?
But what goes to the girls,
but
though?
like, how much?
I think
no, I'm saying, and exactly how do you spend billions of dollars
on that?
On that one thing? I just want to see tangible evidence of that. Like,
How
Like,
much does the CEO of Girl
wait.
Scouts make? How
See,
much
we ain't
does
even
what's
getting
the
there
house
yet.
that they live in?
We ain't even getting there yet. Because think
man.
about what he said. Like, now, so
Is Girl Scout publicly traded?
I'm not sure. But what if the Girl Scouts had, like, you knew that they created a database system for said offenders, and they were spending untold millions of dollars doing that. Now, that's tangible. I can be like, damn, that's dope, right? But when you just say that, you remember them Ethiopian commercials when we were kids in the 90s?
Oh, yeah, just $1 or 10 cents a day.
But then you like, have you ever Googled, like, mapped Ethiopia? That shit looked like fucking San Francisco. So it was just like they were going to the outskirts, to the worst parts of town, and taking pictures of, like, kids that were bad off. Bro, you can do that right now in Las Vegas. You can do that right now in any place in the country. You can go to a spot.
We can go to the desert right now. Look
go
like
to a
we in
spot.
Africa, nigga.
Fuck looking like Africa. We can just go to a spot anywhere in one of these alleys and look at the people, the condition of them, take a picture of them, and be like, for 10 cents a day, you can help this person fix their life. And people from around the world that got a heart and got 10 cents will send us some money. Like, damn, they fucked off. Don't tell them that they're in America, because when you tell them that they're in America, all of a sudden your poverty is your fault. And that's what I'm getting to, Adam. I'm getting to the fact that through all of our ancillary divisions in our society, they use our poverty as a slap in our face.
Yeah,
like every
pull
other
ourselves
nation,
up by our bootstraps.
Every other nation, if the people are bad off, then it's like, oh, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, because I want equality and equality of life for everyone. But I'm just pointing something out because this is a part of a problem, and this what if we fix this problem, we can help even more people. And that problem is you can't advertise that this is the richest company in the world, right? This is the richest company in the world. Everybody in my company is doing good. Let's take it off that. You got the rapper. The rapper comes in, oh, everybody on my team eats. We're all getting money, B. We're all balling. But then you find out he lives in a mansion, wears $1 million worth of jewelry, and all of the guys around him lives in a studio apartment and share a car. That looks bad, right?
They all got a big truck they drive in
But for
together.
some reason, if Adam starts a business and he starts doing really well for himself and he says, you know what, I like these work boots. They're $1,000, but I deserve it. I work hard. I'm going to buy these. We've made it to where the employees for Adam get to now whisper behind his back, he's not paying us enough. He's this, he's that. Right? Because it's not equally being spread, right? But as a nation, we don't take that same approach in our critique or our demands. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about this. Like, if we're so rich compared to everybody else, we're the richest country in the world. Wow, they all love to tell you that story.
The richest third world country?
Why wouldn't every American should be 100,000 there, at least?
Right, for sure.
Before you start advertising that this is such a great place and everybody's rich and we're all doing good and shouldn't every American be like 100,000?
Shouldn't we all be eating?
Or at least a homeowner,
right?
Or like something, you know. And when you start like really peeling the layers back to of like the divisions and like what goes on in our society, all these different groups, but they're all at the same table at the end of the day, laughing at us. I can't think of one positive thing the NRA has done for any of its supporters. Right? They'll try to jump in some shit for like publicity. You know, if there's a shooter or something and it's hot topic and it divides the country politically, they'll jump in maybe if it works for them. They get behind these presidential candidates and stuff like that and make it sound like, you know, the military's outside plotting to come in our house and take our guns. They rile up a fear. You know what I mean? So there's other organizations, whether it's on the Republican-leaning side or the left-leaning side, they just all do the same thing. And it just take. And now I'm starting to see it in the LGBTQ plus community. Like, how much money does it take from a private sector company to do the work that you say that you're trying to do? Because at this rate,
probably like a quarter of the billions that they bring in.
Because at this rate, the NRA should just be dropping guns off at everybody's house. Everybody should have a legal gun, courtesy of the NRA. You only got to worry about the gun issues, right?
All these billions of dollars they get.
And it's just like, I don't know. I think about that, bro. Why wouldn't that they make more money going against sensible gun laws because it polarizes the people that don't have time to sit and think and worry about this shit. And it's like, well, man, what the fuck they talking about taking my guns? Fuck that. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not dealing with that.
Right.
So it just keeps us.
Yeah, the only time you really even hear about the NRA is when gun control is being talked about. That's the only time the NRA comes out and has some shit to say. Is when somebody wants to do gun control because somebody done shot up a school or somebody.
Right. And I'm just like, am I dreaming or naive to be like, why can't you have both?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can have gun control and still have guns.
Hey, no, you're right, Adam. When you said that the message is in the rapper, I agree. I was using those as an example in the sense that, like, because of the stigma, a rap star that maybe raps about killing people and selling drugs and got tattoos on his face and dresses quote unquote thuggery, it's still worth about 100 million, 50 million, 20 million, 15 million. They're still in the 1% in millionaires. And so the idea that they're not supported by the NRA in terms of like when they get in these little gun situations, how many rappers get arrested for having a gun? You know, like take rappers out of it.
Rappers
just
get
urban
arrested.
Community. They didn't do that with like Plexico Burrs. You'd have thought like the NRA would have stood behind him. There was a string of break-ins in his home, all this other stuff. They got evidence to prove it. He was defending himself. He's this and that. It's just a lot of bullshit. Like
yeah,
the NRA should be fighting. The NRA should be fighting to make sure that if I'm registered to carry a gun in Nevada, I'm good in New York.
All my rights are good.
I'm good in Chicago.
Right.
Like stop. It shouldn't be so hard to be registered to carry a gun everywhere.
Right.
If you're registered to carry a gun, that's what I would like to see like companies or organizations like a NRA fighting for. If you really are what you say you are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But don't be just collecting people's money and running a fear campaign.
Well, nigga, we can talk about Black Lives Matters like that. What are they doing?
I'm glad you said that.
What are they doing right now for us, nigga? Where are they at talking about anything? Where are the rallies at? Where are the troops?
Hold on.
Like,
Hold on. That's all that stuff that you said you can do for free. Where's the offices? Where's the headquarters? Mm-hmm. Where's the scholarship funds? Where's the police education summits? Where's the police community get-together rallies? I just named a whole bunch of shit off the top of my head that if we're the organization of Black Lives Matter and we want to...
All this shit should exist.
What are we talking about? Okay, and then... You know Black Lives Matter is kind of full of shit, bro, because it's
Black
like,
Lives Matter is poverty pimping like the rest of this shit is, for sure, nigga. All this shit is...
Put them on the list.
They are poverty
These are the
pimping.
organizations that I'm talking about. And it's just like, bro, they're making a gazooka of money.
Mm-hmm. Look at the Black Lives Matter hashtag and how much money it probably generates on all this social media and shit.
And they plagiarized it. They didn't create that.
Right. Like, this shit's crazy.
Who owns it?
Jewish man owns the Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Whose face are they showing now that it's been proven that the money's been misrepresented?
The girl that they said just bought like $1 million house somewhere.
That hasn't worked for them in over 2 years.
Yeah, that's...
So now I'm not caping for this black lady.
Nah, bro.
Because I'm like, because you know this.
got the money somewhere.
Adam, you can check the tape. We've been on this podcast saying, like, bro, my mother is a former president of the NAACP. I grew up in the house of civil rights leaders. Fam, I would even ask my mother, like, hey, Mom, you ever see, where's the Black Lives Matter office or anything? And she would just be like, I don't know. I don't know. And she would almost say it, like, with a, I don't fucking know. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's Black Lives Matter? I've been doing this shit since I was a little girl, and it was like sit-ins type shit. I don't know what you're talking about. That's some new shit. They took a slogan, hijacked a slogan from a bunch of young college kids and hashtags, formulated that into a so-called nonprofit, guilted any organization that didn't stand on the side of Black Lives Matter, right, to the tunes of millions and millions of dollars, paid all the people that they needed for faces that were activists in their communities and stuff like that, right? Now, I'm not even sure if everybody knew that the play was going down. But all I know is I never seen an office, a headquarters. I just never knew anybody that worked for Black Lives Matter.
And then where's that money for that English protester that ended up getting shot in the head and shit? Where's the money for her family from the Black Lives Matter? You remember about that? It was about a year ago.
You said English protester.
Black West Indian English from Britain protester. She was big.
Oh yeah, I remember. Well, dog, the thing is,
where's the money for her family?
This is the thing. There is no such thing as Black Lives Matter in terms of like community, the way the community was going. See, they would come, say it's a rally downtown Houston, bro. Let's say a cop did something that the community thought that they shouldn't do, right? Oh, don't worry, Adam. Hey, we here for you, bro. Have a good day, bro. Peace and love. Tell moms hello. But let's say like you're doing a little rally, you know, for whatever reason. And the young people are out there protesting, right? The real activists is out there protesting. So now I come in, or whoever we are with the Black Lives Matter, we come in and we got the media connects, we hijacking it like, oh, there's a Black Lives Matter rally. It's not no wonder that after their name became famous, every fucking rally pertaining to police brutality or anything dealing with Black lives became a Black Lives Matter rally. Now, the funny thing is, you can learn the tricks that they're playing on you by the other community. A lot of white people was like, oh, Akeem, but what about the Black Lives Matter? And I'd be like, what about Black Lives Matter? Right. Because I was looking at it as a slogan, a credos almost. Slowly under our noses, it became a company. And it had representatives and presidents and people talking on their behalf. And it's just like, bro, it's the same thing we say about the LGBTQ plus community. When people have their complaints about things pertaining that community, I don't think a lot of people are complaining about said community, right? Yeah, I heard about that. We was going to talk about that. Keep that up.
Don't play with that boy.
I don't think people understood that's what, we're not, a lot of people that aren't clear and aren't precise and careful, they're not talking about individuals that live a lifestyle or identify in that community. I'm not speaking for everybody because some are. A lot of people are speaking to the so-called talking heads of said community. Now, to be fair, as an FBA American, I almost never agree with the so-called Black American talking heads. I have a sister that's a member of the LGBTQ plus community. She almost never agrees with said talking heads. When I'm hanging out with my Latino friends and they look at the news and somebody's speaking about Latino issues representing their community, a lot of times they don't agree with what they're saying and how they're saying it.
So-called feminist.
So what exactly? So what's the like commonality in these poverty pimps, these oppression pimps?
They're all backed by somebody who ain't even really part of the community.
Come on, fam. That's what I'm starting to get at. Because when you start breaking it down, dog, I know a couple white nationalists. Didn't realize they were white nationalists. But from the relationship I've had with them, nigga, for 15, 20 years, just a small relationship I've had with them, my nephew can go over their house and play.
Right.
I never once would have thought like, oh, nah, John, you can't go over there, right? So having conversations with them, I got to take your word for it. If you identify as a white nationalist and then you tell me that you're not racist, and I know that you haven't shown me anything personally other than saying that you identify with that and wearing that Trump hat, that you are racist, it's conflicting. Our history is fucked up, bro. How am I supposed to feel about that?
Right.
I'm scared to trust it. I don't know. But at the same time, I see it and I hear it. So when I'm hearing the people that talk for that, and they going off cusp and they sounding like this fucking the 50s or some shit like that, I don't know. There's like a drop off. And it's almost like these cats at the end of the day, they go to their prospective corners and play us, get us all riled up. Then they break out and be like, man, we got them. We got them for another 50 years. They'll be worried about heterosexual rights and gay rights and how you identify and all that bullshitting until
yeah, because they definitely.
And I don't say
us,
that dismissing
but
the
they
issues,
definitely tied us up with that type of shit for a while.
I still got to figure out him, her, he, all this type of shit.
Shit still don't make all the right sense.
And it's not to dismiss anybody. It's like, bro,
it's just hard to fucking.
This is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, there's white people.
Because like I said,
that
I'm
will
still
ask
getting
a black
used
person,
to.
how do you identify?
I'm still getting used to Tori's sibling, bro.
Yeah. So like, okay. So look, stop.
I have to call it.
No, stop. I got a question because it's gonna fuck me up.
Sibling.
No, it's gonna fuck me up. And I mean, no disrespect to that individual right now, right? So bear with me.
Shout out Emery.
Yeah, Emery. I'm not being funny or nothing, bro. I'm not being funny. So what I'm saying is this: in that instance, when you bring up Tori's sibling, now that was the trigger for me in a positive way because we were trying to learn it. You was trying to teach me this. So when you said sibling, it reminded me it's disrespectful by the way they identify to ever refer to him as her brother.
Her brother. Or
And
refer to them as him or they as he.
To identify him by sex in any way. Now, this doesn't mean that people that identify this way are homosexual or heterosexual. Correct?
No, it's not entirely true because
it isn't like the way you identify sexually has nothing to do with it, right?
No, because it's not based on your sexuality. It's based on.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not based on what you like sexually. It's based on like.
So I can identify as us or they, right, and have a wife and kids.
Absolutely. It does not mean you're a homosexual, bisexual, or lesbian.
And it's important to have this conversation, bro, because I think a lot of people, when they start hearing these different new adaptations of identification,
because with him,
they automatically go to that.
Damn, see, I just did
place.
It. With them.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Kind of fucked you up a little bit.
With them, they like both.
Okay, individually, you're talking about that. Okay.
He likes.
Okay, yeah.
They like men and women.
Okay.
Because they've been with a woman and kind of figured out that that's not all they're into. You feel me?
Interesting.
But yeah, shout out to Emery. It's the only reason I know as much of the shit as I do is because I directly deal with it.
Well,
Oh, Leanna, my oldest, was dating somebody who is a he, him, but it was a girl. And my mom kept disrespecting Leanna by misidentifying her boyfriend.
Her partner,
yeah. And I had to explain to my mom, I was like, you can't do that. I was like, she's like, well, I don't want to learn all this shit. I was like, so you're going to be a fucking bigoted, closed-minded ass person? I was like, we're not, we didn't grow like that.
You know what you got a reminder? And it sounds crazy, but I have to remind my friend. I was like, bro, it was commonplace to refer to us as niggers.
Yeah.
And jigaboos.
Yeah. And
I read in Obama's book, The Audacity of Hope, I believe it was. Either that or Dreams of My Father. I can't remember which one it was. But there's an insert where he's talking about as he started growing into his blackness naturally, people start, oh, that's a black man. It's a young black boy. Right? He said, he was watching TV for a long time with his grandpa's son watching the game. His grandpa wasn't like particularly racist, he said, but Reggie Jackson a strikeout. He'd call him every kind of nigger under the book. And as Barack got older, he said a couple times, and then he'd look at him. And what he was saying is that like he knew then that his grandfather was starting to identify him as a black man.
He had to stop just looking at him
This
as
is the
his
beauty
grandson.
of it. This is the beauty of it. It triggered something in him.
my mom is just now, it's crazy, is really just now learning to look at me and Damon
as black men. It's not crazy.
As well as her son.
No, it's not crazy. It makes sense, bro. We're just hard on people. But if that's what I'm trying to get to. If
like she's starting to get the shit that we deal with and everything.
Just in the 60s, the president could be addressing the nation and speaking about the black community. Say the niggers need to like do this, that. We're gonna do this for niggers, and then that would nobody would bat an eye other than black people, probably, right? And so what I'm trying to say is that, like, when you start talking about the different pronouns, right? It's not far-fetched to say there's a good-hearted white dude that had to learn to stop calling us niggers. We even make jokes about that with comedians and stuff. Like, we made fun of that scenario. You know what I'm saying? About the racist, non-racist white guy that
just thought that's what you called us.
Bro,
you call us black and African American. They just thought that's what you called us.
Bro, I got a friend, man.
I thought that's what we identified as.
I got a friend that's not. I'm not gonna put his name out there because I don't want to put his family on blast. But it's my boy. Love him to death. He's Italian.
Okay, yeah.
His grandfather comes from Italy, right? By way of New York, right? He's in New York or whatever. He lives in New York. Flew to Italy. Was coming out, spent time with them, and going back to New York. He couldn't wait to tell him I got a friend from Brooklyn. So of course he don't know this because he didn't grow up in New York. He doesn't even know. So he's thinking like, oh yeah, that's dope.
They're gonna think it's
so
cool
he
that
sets
you
me
found
up.
In New York.
We hooping. He's like, bro, come out of the house. Got somebody I want you to meet.
No.
When he's telling me in the car,
know.
When he's telling me in the car, I thought about it for a split second.
Because we know what,
right?
Because you gotta have that thought. It's like this is either gonna be some insanely racist shit.
Cool. It wasn't that far. I didn't even go that far. I was just like,
this could be racist.
For a split second, I was just like, not even that this could be racist. For a split second, I thought to myself, I wonder if he knows I'm black. So, my boy would get to the house. He's very close to his grandfather.
Or just a dark ass Italian.
Right, very close to his grandfather. Right, but they do they think or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, grandpa, nice as hell to me. Everything, hug me, everything. Boom." As I'm leaving, his grandfather comes and hugs me, dog. It was after like a couple hours. Comes and hugs me, gives me a big kiss on the cheek. I'm all used to that. No big deal, right? I get where that's coming from. No, but even off that, because I didn't just grow up with a whole bunch of Italians kissing me like that.
No.
But I get the culture, is what I'm saying, right? I didn't. That didn't bother me at all.
A Westerner ain't gonna get that culture.
Right.
New York.
It didn't bother me at all, right? I knew exactly where it was coming from. And he looks at almost put his whole shit out there, but he looks at my boy and was just like, "See there? Told you, good people. Always hang out with good people. Always hang out with good friends." He's like, I'm walking down the driveway. He's like, that kid Akeem, that's a good nigga friend. He's like, and when he said that, bro.
Or move. I was probably hit you with the move.
When he said it, I could genuinely not hear any disdain or anything like that, right? Now, we 80s babies, 90s babies. We grew up calling, what's up, nigga? This nigga. So we're kind of even desensitized to the N-word, whether it starts with ends with the A or ER, no matter what people tell you, right? It's just one gives you a pass to, all right, nigga, this is what we on.
And one, I'm going to smack the shit out you.
Well, I was younger, bro. I'm not going to lie. I didn't turn around and be like, what you call me? Like, I didn't do none of that shit, right? I didn't feel like he punked me either. I didn't feel like disrespected. Yeah. But being who I am, nigga, like it was like, whoa, that's crazy. Cause I didn't like, nigga, are you nice? You was hella nice to me. I was confused by that more so, cause it just didn't land. But one thing I could feel, and I'll never forget this, bro. I didn't turn around and look at my friend because, dog, I could feel the fucking like, like fuck.
I can imagine the look on your fucking homeboy's face.
I could hear it, dog. I could just hear the like, because I could hear him. He was like,
because like, aren't you? It was one of them things. If he was looking in your direction, he's probably the fuck.
No. He was just like, I could just hear him like
you can't say that
in his voice. He was just like, Grandpa.
You can't.
Like you can hear the like drop in his voice, and I'll never forget. I'm turning the corner now, and I remember his grandpa was like, "What? No, I fucking like that kid, man. He's good." He was like, we're gonna make like you should come over for dinner.
It would basically
all that.
So
like,
now
I
realize
cool.
Because it would be the same way if we go to New York right now and we get befriended by hella Italian people, like real ass Italian people. They don't call us niggas.
No,
you don't think so nowadays? Not niggers, not niggers.
Not in our face.
You don't think so?
No, hell no. But
Be like, you're a good fucking nigga.
No.
Type shit.
But Dre gone. Dre left. Hey, Dre here? Nah, bro, he just left. Man,
That's a good nigga.
I like, whatever they call you, jigaboo, whatever. That's a good jig right there. That's a good move. Whatever they got for you, they might say that. Now, this is the thing though. I've always said this about one thing I've always known and learned about, known about New York as a kid. I just always kept it with me. Is New York is a different type of racist because like you got people that use racial slurs, right? And they have their stereotypes and shit like that. But you can't do nothing in New York without dealing with each other.
Right.
You got a cleaning business, or you only want to clean Italians? Good luck.
Yep.
Because that Italian down the street, they're cleaning niggers and jigaboos and spics and all this other shit that you don't like to do. Guess what they doing? Eating.
They in that house.
You know what I'm saying?
They clean here on Tuesdays. Nigga.
In southern, western places, a lot of the times, because the Midwest is just like that. You feel me? Like, you can't really be too anti that
deal with each other,
or anti this. You gonna lose in the competition of trying to win with all the competition that's there. If that makes sense to anyone. So that's the next day is the kicker, bro. It's just like, you should have seen this nigga at school, bro. He looked pink while I'm walking up. And he was just like, bro, I know you heard that. I know you heard that. Oh, we got a little treat coming to the door, so just bear with us 1 second.
Damn.
A little speaker delivery, man.
Nigga, it ain't nothing for you.
Like shit, I don't know.
Trying to see if it's a bomb or some shit. Right. We all know he's a whole bomb dog and shit.
Man. Hey, do what you do.
This nigga's a whole coke sniffing dog. We don't even know.
Hey, if you get any kind of rescue dog, you really don't be knowing
dog.
What you get.
I saw a dog that was trained to smell peanuts in food.
Oh, for kids that's allergic and shit like that?
Bruh.
Hey, it's crazy.
Like, it was like, if she's like, if the dog touches the nose to it, it has peanuts in it. Dog touches under my hand, it doesn't. So, nigga, underhand, one of them damn near pushed the food out her hand, nigga.
That's no good.
That's gonna kill you. Saw another one for gluten, nigga. So, could smell the wheat and the shit.
Are they advertising that we can train your dog to do this?
No, it was just somebody showing that their dog could do this. They were like at a restaurant, like showing a waitress, like, because like probably the waitress was like, "What are you doing?" Like, my dog is trained to be able to tell. Like, not saying you guys fucked up, but there could be cross contamination you didn't know about. My dog's trained to tell me. Nigga, that shit was crazy. So motherfuckers who think dogs are dumb, bruh, you can train a dog to do.
Are people out there that still say that?
Yeah. Any person who owns a cat will tell you a dog is dumb. Will say that their cat is so much more intelligent.
I mean,
cats are dicks.
Us humans like to compare things. They both can be smart.
Nigga, dogs are. I can't teach my dog to. I can't teach a cat to tell me if there's fucking gluten or if there's an allergy in my food.
Cats strike me as a motherfucker that know.
It won't tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Bro, cats be assholes, bro.
Straight dickheads, bro. They're petty.
That is.
Cats are petty, nigga. It's a petty animal.
I'll tell you why I don't like house cats. Because they're just too sneaky and they're like.
Yeah.
They're the one animal that's like wild animals in your house.
Cats are petty and they do shit like this. Look at you and just.
See?
That type. Like, nah, slap the shit out you.
And I ain't never seen nobody win the little fight that they get into with their cat.
No. Because cats are vicious, nigga, and they hurt. That shit hurts.
They've been scratched your ass up and took off, nigga, and you can't do shit about it.
Niggas
You get scratched. I ain't got time for that shit.
Not at all.
I'm a dog.
At least I can see my dog coming.
Yeah, I'm a dog guy.
I'm gonna hear him coming at me.
All the cats out there, bro. I'm a dog guy. Roe versus Wade, bro. What you think that's gonna be like?
Hold up.
show to talk to.
This is when I wish America wasn't so shitty.
Well, in comparison, I mean, I really don't have the data to compare it to anywhere else as it pertains to this subject. But, you know, you hear a lot about women's rights and lack thereof in other nations compared to ours.
I'm not speaking just to the women's rights. I'm talking about just as a whole, bro. There's just so many things, laws that make sense that are either taken away or don't even get fucking made. And come on, bro. Like, this shit's just ridiculous, bro.
Well, you know, I guess it's just a reminder, man, that freedom ain't free. It's something that you always gotta work for, fight for, vote for, organize for, educate for.
And even if you vote for it, you can fuck around and vote somebody in office that don't give a fuck about you.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's a conversation being had, but just on my timeline, I got more. It was more females going in on Jada and Will and Chris
Than Roe v. Wade. Because they don't understand how it affects them. They just don't. Because a lot of these younger women don't understand what your moms, your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers went through women's right-wise. Roe v. Wade was one of the biggest triumphs for y'all. And for you guys not to be talking about it, fighting for it, being mad about it, up in arms, protesting, all that shit, that's your new age feminist right there, bro.
a woman.
No, hold on. That's your new age feminist right there. Old feminists, what would they be doing? The real fundamental feminist, like we call us FBAs, we call the real fundamental fucking women who fought for women's rights are turning over in their fucking grave right now, nigga.
And you're right. And because it's the same thing because with this, you know, the FBA shit.
Yeah, same fucking thing. Our people are turning over in their grave right now for the shit that we allow. No, you didn't even say that one at the top. Yeah, our ancestors are turning over in their graves for the shit that we're allowing and the shit that we do to ourselves and the crime and the fucking way that we treat our people. The people who fought for us, fucking Malcolm X and Martin Luther King would probably be disappointed in us right now.
Not just them, bro. Yeah, you're right.
Malcolm X would be like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And him telling you pull up by your bootstraps is get your fucking shit together and go against this fucking government that don't give a fuck about you or your color.
Or at least don't depend on it.
Right.
Or respect highly of it. Like it's.
In every one of these organizations, like all these poverty pimping organizations, the places that these started at, all these people fought so hard for these things. From FBA, Black Lives Matter, from LGBTQ, feminists, women's rights. All of that shit was fought. Some of these fights were tooth and nail. People died over this shit.
Most of them.
And it's in.
But that goes back to our earlier discussion, and that's what I was speaking with Adam before he had to leave. Because it's easy to get thrown off by that, like, oh, because Adam was kicking it. He's like, oh shit, y'all about to get all racy and shit. Like, I'm sure that's uncomfortable, right?
Right.
But I'm glad that he's there for the conversation because it's like, no, bro, like you probably even missed the part that I said when I was speaking about the NRA. They're pimping. They're affecting more white people.
Yeah, they don't affect us like that.
Money from poor white people on fixed incomes, elderly white people that are fearful of their lives, nigga, because they're like the small town around them is becoming more and more urban. Not just urban and black, urban white.
Urban everything. Urban as a umbrella term.
You don't understand what the fuck is going on in society around them.
Right.
They have no protections and things like that. There's no sensible news.
I'm gonna
think about it. There's not that one guy or woman on the news that you just trust with information to tell you what's going on. Like everybody's on edge a little bit.
I need to say this for sure because
all those organizations affect poor people.
Right.
That identify with.
It seems like I always come on here and attack women and all that shit and feminism and everything. No, I need to make this point. Women of any fucking age, y'all need to pay attention. They're trying to take your rights, and I'm trying not to equate this to our struggle, but they're trying to take. If they're going for Roe v. Wade, what are they coming for next?
It's going to affect a lot of black women too.
Right. What are they coming for next?
All of that. It's showing you that nothing's off limits.
Nothing. What are they coming for next?
So they're already coming.
They're gonna. Yeah. What's next for you? What are they gonna take next from the women?
You know what this leads me to? This is what America The Confederacy that lost never went nowhere.
No.
We never exterminated them or exiled them anywhere.
All they did was
And
matriculate into the
to take back over the country since they lost.
one seat at a time.
One seat at a time, one fucked up law,
one flush of drugs at a time, one mass incarceration at a time. Like,
bro, you got to understand this. That goes to just liberal behaviors.
mm-hmm.
There's extremist white groups that hate so-called liberal thinking white people just as much as they hate black people, Asians.
There's extremist white groups who hate the fucking government just like everyone else does. Trust them not at all.
More so.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't give a
fuck that. More so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna use it on like an ancillary thing. If you take a black guy from the hood, any region, put him on the most fucked up street. He don't live, he don't hang out on that street, but he know about it, right? Like 112th in Harlem, nigga.
Or fucking
he's up and down the street, like he
seminary in Oakland.
It's cracking. It's cracking down there.
Yeah.
He knows all the hustlers. He knows what's going on, right? He knows it's dangerous, dog, walking down that street. He on edge walking down that motherfucker. But the guy that's not from that community, he could be a black guy. He could be a white guy, Asian, whatever. He's from another community. It don't even got to be the richest community. He's just from somewhere else. It's a total different experience walking down that street, fam.
Oh, for sure. You're right. Absolutely right.
So familiarity matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't. There's kids in Baghdad that have good days. Having fun, chilling. And if you ask them to summarize it up, they won't even make it sound all fucked up. They'll bring up the fucked up shit when you ask them about it. You know what I mean?
Or they might even bring it up like, yeah, there be fucked up shit here, but for the most part, we be chilling, having fun. The shit you see we're doing now, this is pretty much every day.
Last time you really just paid attention to somebody that survived Los Angeles, black urban Los Angeles. When I talk to my friends and family from LA, bro, if you really just pay attention to them, it sounds like they grew up in Vietnam. Like,
they have PTSD.
I made it out of Baghdad.
They have PTSD because the same person you're talking about is the same when we walk down the street. They're doing this all the time. They stop when they see an alley, look down the alley, cross.
That's we see because kids in Detroit do that. Kids in Chicago. What Chicago and LA have that's different is because of their gang influx and the sure just thriving culture of gang and murder.
Right. Drilling
like,
shit.
When you talk to kids from Chicago and hear them and like.
No, I see what you're saying.
You can see it in their eyes when they're doing interviews.
Sounds like a nigga who just came back from a fucking tour.
Bro, or I'm listening
a big war.
Listen to a podcast. You know how this shit just click over to something else. Young boy. I don't even know this cat. Some young boy from Chicago. He grew up with King Von and all them. He's doing his little thing. What's wrong?
Talk.
Yo. We good?
Talk.
Yo.
Your mic is fucking having an issue.
We good?
No, your mom can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
I just lost the fucking thing to my mic. Alright, we're having fucking.
We're alright.
I'm missing my pop thing now.
Oh yeah, I don't know where your pop from. Oh, that's just disappeared.
It disappeared. Like, what the fuck?
Can you hear me now?
Talk.
Can you hear me? Damn, I was cooking too. I didn't know what I was going on.
How are you not? I can't. Why are you turned down? Yo. Talk.
Yo.
Talking to them.
Yerp.
Why are you having issues and I'm not?
Yerp. Damn, is that the show?
Talk.
Yo.
Nope, you're good now.
And I'm back. Okay, I see. Oh yeah, for sure. Sorry about that. Having a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, our bad.
Don't know what the hell I was just talking about, but oh yeah, we'll just summarize this.
Wade,
Yeah.
Just them coming after us. Well, we're talking about white supremacists who don't trust the government, just like we don't.
So it seems like these conversations are like tying in together because they actually are. When it comes to like the poverty pimping, I think that like is all triggered also in the separatist game. Like if we got black people over here complaining about the fucked up shit we do to them, if we got the Native American community over here scattered over there talking about the shit that we did to them,
right?
If we have the Hispanic community engulfed in border issues,
all
right?
types of shit,
and then if we have European immigrants and descendants fixated on what's going on in the Ukraine and Russia, are we gonna have to go to war, right?
Right.
I mean, imagine being in a position where you're supposed to be watched and overseen.
Yeah.
And everyone that's supposed to watch and oversee you
is watching everybody else.
Is all caught up in the shit that I just named. Like you robbing us, you robbing the shit out of us,
right?
Like, just robbing us,
blatantly too, blatantly robbing us and giving us the bare minimum in return and thinking that it's help.
And so when you start thinking like, I've gotten to a point, and you know, my mom has always been very politically and socially active. She's always demanded that of me to a certain age, and then it was just kind of like, you're a man now,
right?
You have to go make your own credos. You got to go live the life you want to live and lead the legacy you're gonna lead. Right? These are the tools that you have gotten along the way.
That I've given you on the way.
Some different perspectives, right?
Right.
But one thing I'll say, man, and I know she'll hear this.
Shout out to Mama Rose, our biggest fan and supporter for show.
Right.
She's always
right.
She's always watching.
The thing is like, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, but it's like,
she's our little technical.
Right.
She's our little technical.
Tech support.
Yeah. On the
Shout out, moms. Shout out, Dukes. Doug, I don't know. I think I have like a disdain for organizations.
I do too, absolutely.
Which is gonna sound crazy because I'm always trying to organize.
It doesn't.
And create
There's
an
a
organization.
difference from organizing and creating your own organization that you're not going to use for fucking power hungry missions and
but
fuck
that's
the
my
country
point. That's
over.
what I want to get into.
We're against corporations who do it out of pure greed.
What stops it?
Nothing.
So this is the thing.
We have to create the counterbalance and the anti-company to combat it and try and get rid of it.
Create that culture, right?
Yeah.
That mindset.
Because if you can create something as big as, say,
Apple.
Say you make something as big as Apple. You make a better work culture. You pay your employees better. You're into every community thing you can in the place that you are based in your headquarter base. You're actively in every type of whatever, Black Lives Matter. You're
just social community stuff,
you're
right?
Community woke on everything.
Hey, and not when it's a tragedy.
Yeah. And on top of that, say,
you know what I mean?
Say you're the company that does what Canada and everybody does. Hey, guess what we do over here? Maternity and paternity leave, 9 months off, 85% if you work here. You don't even and you don't have to be here for any amount of time.
Bar.
You could come in, and I wouldn't be like 3 months here. No, you could come in pregnant, go into labor the next week. I'm gonna cover you. You set the bar. Your company would have the longest wait list ever for people to work.
Or just the fastest growth.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, it would be meteoric
this is the
growth.
fucked up thing about us,
but
bro.
what is that corporate? What do you think Apple's gonna do? They're gonna go to the government somehow, put sanctions and all types of shit on you, make it harder for you.
No, since it's Apple that's doing the left thing, it'll be like the Spotify's and the Googles,
right?
That'll be like, hey, because right now they're talking about in the NFL. I guess word's gotten out through like Adam Schefter and all them that the owners are effing pissed at the Browns
for the Baker Mayfield thing. Oh, for the
contract fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Nigga. Like, what are you doing? This ain't the NBA, bro. This ain't baseball.
We don't do that.
That opened the floodgates.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, we kept talking about it last pod.
Because now Aaron Rodgers is pissed.
But look at Lamar Jackson. Like, hold on, get that contract out of here.
Yeah, I need
get them mere pennies out of my face. That 187 million.
Because you see this
with 90 guaranteed.
You see this?
Get out of
here.
You see
this 230 100% guaranteed? I need
hey,
that.
You see that dude that got that? Never won a playoff game,
I'm
homie.
better than him on paper.
Never won a playoff game. Like, never got a league MVP. Like, that's your boy, right? Hey, and guess what? He might be better than me, but so it don't. Because I'm going to tell you who really laughing. Like, y'all niggas thought I was tripping. Dak.
Oh, yeah.
Dak is like, see? I told y'all. I don't even know if Dak is top 5 paid.
He's not anymore.
Come on, bro.
Because of what happened this year.
Come on. Dak looking like a genius. Like, no, give him my money.
Lamar needs his contract. And the way that all these teams are looking, there's definitely a team out there that's going to give him exactly what he wants, nigga. Look what Devontae Adams did.
Oh, Baltimore, you don't need my services anymore? Okay.
Hey, Seattle, heard you need somebody.
Dog. And then,
Saints, we have the fucking
think
cap
about the
space.
teams. And think about the teams that need to splash. Yep. If I'm the Los Angeles Chargers.
They like Hubert. They're not going to.
Listen to me. I'm just giving.
And Hubert's still cheap. Rookie
example.
contract, and he's doing good. Jacksonville.
He's a bad example. But Jacksonville, too. But I'm saying, like, excuse me. The reason why it might not be that crazy of an example is they like old boy. But when you start talking about them jersey sales.
Oh, yeah.
And when you start talking about vying for a city of Los Angeles, who Snoop going to want to come watch? Mm-hmm. Right? And when you start thinking, who these rappers, when they in town, going to come see? And all that. And it don't matter. We ain't talking about who's better.
Y'all motherfuckers need to get him. Or not, y'all. I keep always
we
talking
about
who's,
we ain't talking about
New
who's
York
better.
Needs them.
You know what I'm
both
saying?
New York teams. And they got the space. They should slide him that contract. Hey, how about $245?
Well, there you go, though.
100% guaranteed.
But think about that, though.
He's gone. That nigga's leaving.
Excuse me. All they say, what do they say? All it takes is one.
That's it. Because I guarantee all these teams that know the Lamar Jackson thing going on right now are formulating a deal right now to give him 100% guaranteed money. Because they know he'll leave. They know he'll leave if he does it. They know they got pretty much a guaranteed quarterback in him. Because if Baltimore...
Well, you can't, in football... Bro, it's like literally saying, there's a $100 million cap. No player can make over $100 million. And then some owners is like, well, actually, I figured out a way to pay you $200 million. Where you going? Right. Like, I don't. Dog, you think Deshaun Watson wants to live in Cleveland? Respectfully?
No, nobody want to live in Cleveland.
When he's young, rich, and had to choose. Remember, Miami was on the list. He could have been in Miami. You know why he's not in Miami? The contract. He's the only football player that's going to go out there with complete peace of mind. Mm-hmm. Like a basketball player or a fucking, excuse my language, baseball player that knows my contract is my contract. I'm here. I'm not worried about that. Think about it. Star football players always have to worry about getting cut.
Yep.
Well, you can't cut an NBA player. They'd be probably highly stupid.
Right.
That player has to have done a lot for the NBA team. Just like, man, just go home and take your $30 million.
Yeah, to let you just walk off with
we'll send you the checks, bro. Just get the fuck out of here. We don't even want you. Like, it's too much money. But the thing is, the number one the football is the most underpaid athlete. Right. Excuse me. And they should, one thing, if anything, we've all said, is like, dog, you got some of these cats making $800,000 a year, and they're like Pro Bowlers. Right. Because they're on a rookie deal. Dog, running backs in the NBA, in the NFL, if you look at their average salary and shit like that, dog, there's a lot of cats that are like low-key stars that are making like 1.8, 2 point
I would
something.
Be so fucking offended.
G League money.
I would be offended watching all these $200 million contracts and all that. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here.
Just imagine that though. Like a rookie in the NFL, the average rookie in the NFL goes into a nightclub, and then like a nigga that made it to the G, some like rookie like
G League player
/ rookie / G leaguer. This rookie just ran back 2 touchdowns and a pick 6 nigga on Monday Night Football, and is going to the playoffs. This nigga on the Houston Rockets nigga don't even play. He third string guard, and he coming there buy the bar out on your ass, nigga. He driving, nigga,
a
big
Bentley,
car,
nigga,
house,
Cullinan and shit.
Fam, it's just not. It don't make sense. It never made sense to me. I've always had a knock on football players and their mentality to generate this. They created their own fucking holiday for the NFL, and y'all don't got the nuts to put your nuts on the table and be like, yo, we won't be here come kickoff for the kickoff of the season until we got guaranteed contracts. I mean, they call quarterbacks leaders and all that shit. If every quarterback just sat out, two things would have happened in 45 minutes. Cap would have been on the team, and everybody's contract would have been guaranteed.
Yeah, niggas would have been restructuring deals.
Not even that.
Right now.
Whatever your contract is, it's fully guaranteed.
That's what the restructuring would be, nigga. They were just
fully guaranteed.
Come pick your check up, nigga. Get your ass suited up in the practice, bro. The fuck?
That's it. Fam, I'd fuck around and let me be a defensive end. I'll fuck around and organize it. We're going to kidnap every damn quarterback and hold them for ransom against the league.
All these checks up, nigga.
It just don't make sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you got people out here fighting. Think about this. And I don't know how inappropriate or appropriate this is, but I'm going to just say it. It's legal to marry a man. And football contracts aren't guaranteed. See, now I don't want to compare the issues.
I'm just trying to see where the comparison's coming from.
Right
nigga, please land now.
Because nigga, when I was a young kid watching football and always knowing when I was trying to make a decision, do I want to try to play football or basketball? And everybody's like, oh, no, you hoop, bro. You nice at hoop because they make more money in football.
You might have been a fucking world class wide receiver.
But no, peep this though. But this is where my thinking comes from when I correlate that. I mean, I remember being 14, 15, really thinking about that, right? Excuse me, these damn hiccups. But I never thought that it would be legal for same-sex marriages before football players got the NFL owners to give them guaranteed contracts. It just seems like one's way easier to accomplish. There's no reason why we should sit here in 2022 and be like, oh, yeah, they can't do guaranteed. I remember motherfuckers used to argue with me the reasons of why they could never guarantee NFL contracts. And I'm just like, that's stupid. NASCAR is guaranteed.
NASCAR's not guaranteed shit.
No, I mean by the contracts that they sign. Whatever they sign, it's guaranteed. If they sign with this team and it pays them this much money and plus, like, nigga, they just funding everything, because they lose this race or because, nigga, they not what?
I want to see. I'm just checking what a NASCAR contract is because I never even thought about.
Well, no, I'm telling you, bro. That's, so you just arguing with me. I'm telling you.
Fucking up, yeah.
But hear me. But think about it though. Nigga, every other athlete is guaranteed to get paid for their performance other than football.
NASCAR players get
what?
$2.2 million.
What, a race?
No. I think that's his
a year for a contract?
Salary, yeah.
But think about that.
$60,000 a race.
Think about that, though. How many races they race?
It's fucked up. He's like the lowest, one of the lowest. I'm so irritated.
So think about that. Now stop. Now stop. We've seen all we need to see. Go to an NFL rookies contract.
He's 31st position in top earners.
Go to an NFL running back contract or something. Just name an NFL running back and go to his contract.
Christian McCaffrey has a $64 million deal with a year. He makes $16 million a year.
I think he's like either the first, second.
He's the highest paid.
Yeah, or highest
Kamara
paid.
on my team. No, he's not. It's showing backwards, bro. Hold on. I don't know why the fuck you would do
I know
that.
Zeke was up there when he signed.
Oh, they're showing because it's going in who's getting paid highest average year. Hold on. Zeke's contract's the biggest at 90. But he only gets 50 because he signed so long. He only gets
50 guaranteed.
Oh, okay, that's why he's only getting 50. Okay.
See, and remember, he got that money already.
I didn't know Kamara was fucking.
In football, they pay you early.
I didn't know Alvin Kamara.
They give it to you up front. I mean,
second highest paid fucking
running back.
I didn't know we gave it. I didn't know we did that.
How much is he getting paid?
He makes his contract 75. He makes 15 a year.
See, yeah, and that's up. Running backs is up because I remember when I looked up, which is a few years ago on my sports show, We looked up like average salary.
I want to see what the highest NASCAR contract.
See what the highest average salary or something like that is, because I just wanted to compare. Compare them.
Well, we
That's
saw
crazy.
average salary. He makes 2.2 a year. That was his.
That NASCAR.
Yeah, that was Bubba Wallace. So I'm about to see what the biggest contract is. Kyle Busch says the highest paid, but what's his contract? Don't show me how much they've made in their career. They don't make shit.
Who?
NASCAR racers. Highest paid NASCAR racer for a career is 16 mil. Nigga been racing since like 2002.
Look up Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s net worth.
No, I'm talking about off NASCAR, off their contract. I'm talking about their
No,
endorsements.
no, because I think that's where they win at.
It's got to be, because he only made, since 2002, you only made 16 mil. Nigga, he's been a multiple NASCAR champion. That's crazy, dude.
Unless that's just from like his race team, or you know what I mean? I'm trying to say, or the company that pays on the drive or something. I don't know. So I mean, I'll take 16 mil, but I'm just saying.
Chase Elliott, okay, he's a little bit higher. His $8 million. He's made $8 million so far being a racer.
And then now, is that just from racing purses?
Mm-hmm. No, that's from whatever his contract is. You don't get paid. I don't think you get paid a purse for winning. You get points to go to the championship to win.
I thought you got paid
It's
too.
not
Though.
like, I don't think it's built like what you call it.
Like golf kind of like that. I
It's
don't know.
built like golf. Let me see. I'm gonna see. I guess I say how are racers paid in NASCAR? Cause the highest paid race car drivers are Formula One. That black dude.
That dated Amber Rose and shit. I know you talking about.
That nigga's up.
He's
off
hella
of
rich.
Racing, not even.
But
off all his
I think you gotta
endorsements.
don't you gotta be kind of wealthy to do that sport though? Like, I think that's like damn near like parasailing, nigga. Like you gotta be.
So they get a percentage of the purse for every race.
Okay, so they do get
and
a
they
little
get
money.
a salary.
So what's like the salary?
So the winner that sucks.
What?
You only make $47,000 to win a race.
How many races in a season?
There's like 30.
Okay.
That's nigga. You could die doing this, nigga. We've seen hella people die racing cars, nigga. That ain't worth it to me.
It's just another way. It's got to be another way that they get paid.
It's endorsements and shit. But if you're telling me if I'm just getting on the circuit and shit, I don't have like Bubba Wallace when he first started. He wasn't nigga. He didn't have all them endorsements. Why he couldn't even race.
Yeah, but he's
race.
black though. A lot of that shit was just because of his race too.
No, I'm just saying if you were somebody in his position. Nigga,
no, I feel
you're
you.
racing and you could die over that. Over you, the most you're gonna win is $47,000.
But that's what I'm trying to say. We brung up like top tier running backs. There's niggas on football
the niggas
teams.
who are making $800,000 could
That's what I'm
fucking
saying.
break their neck
Right,
and
yeah.
never walk again, die from CTE years later.
And that's
nigga.
not counting they like paying their agent taxes
Right,
and all that.
bro.
Nigga.
Like,
they really seeing about 3, 4
that
if
shit
they
ain't-
lucky.
That shit ain't right. That shit ain't right at all.
That's what people don't be understand. Because you watch sports and you be like, oh, these niggas is all out here rich. And they be like, not really. On paper, all of them make good money. Because if you're making $70,000 a game in the NFL.
Damn, yeah. Them boys get paid over there in F1. That's his salary. That's not what he's made in his career. That's his salary, nigga.
Come on, bro.
40 M's.
Come on. Come on, bro.
40 M's, bro.
And this all started when I was talking about guaranteed.
And no, that's a year.
Dog, yeah, I know. He's like damn near a billionaire. He's rich.
Dog, I didn't know he was through
Yeah.
2028, nigga.
Why do you think Amber Rose was fucking with a car driver, bro?
And it could go up to 50 million. They said there's a contingency in it.
Yeah.
If he does, it goes up to 50.
He's that guy. He's that guy over there. I know that.
He that boy.
I don't know shit about the sport, but I just know he that dude.
Yeah, he's that boy.
That's it.
I think he's the highest paid F1 driver. He is. He's the highest paid F1 driver, bro. Ew.
So, bro,
you know what the lowest paid is?
how do you get good at F1 driving?
You got to know it's luck. Because basically it's good driving, but it's more what is your car doing. If this engine ain't right.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I get what you're answering the question I asked, but what I mean is You chilling one day as a kid.
Oh, what makes you want to go be a race car driver?
Well, just how do you get started? Like, was you in a little youth league, driving league series?
Oh yeah, I told you.
And
how,
then that's
no,
how
no.
you kind of got put on.
I told you how expensive.
Was you
it is.
already rich?
No, you have to have money.
But I'm saying I don't think he grew up rich.
No, I don't know if F1's no. Okay, so somebody can take you under their wing
No,
if somebody
That's
sees
what
that
I'm
you
saying.
have skills
Like,
drive.
you gotta,
so he's probably in a go.
You're
You're
right.
You're right. He was in a go kart league. They saw this nigga could drive his ass off. They fucking said,
I guarantee you,
"You're
somewhere
not
in the
rich.
world,
Come
not
on."
probably here, or maybe here, and we just don't know about it because we don't got it.
It's probably the same thing that happened.
They got
with
like
Bubba
an
Wallace.
AAU type of league. That's
Bubba
what I'm
Wallace
saying.
wasn't rich.
He got discovered
so
probably like
this
this motherfucker.
mentoring him the whole time.
Right, dog.
Because they
right.
know something was gonna come of it.
So
That's
since he was a
definitely
kid,
what-
probably seen like, oh, okay. Yeah, that shit's crazy, man. When you really think about it, like, some shit really just be to draw the hat, like, you know what I mean? Like, just. So we talked about it.
Fucking crazy.
What's that?
I didn't know that boy was getting 48 years of race cars.
Yeah, nah, it'll fuck you up, bro. It'll fuck you up. Cause I remember I was watching this little thing when he first started dating Amber Rose. And somebody on a little Kanye stands and shit was in there like, oh, she fucking fell off.
Isn't that where it was 285 million?
Yeah. And there's this white dude in there who's just like, bro, I know Kanye got a lot of money, but I don't think you can qualify him as like as her as falling off. Like he was breaking it down. And he's like, dude, he's fucking like one of the richest athletes in the country. He's balling. That's when I found out he was a driver. I was like, oh, I thought honestly when I seen it, I was like, oh, this nigga probably like a soccer player or something.
Salary $50 million a year, $285 million net worth. He's that guy, but he's the most winningest F1 driver now. So there's a reason he commands $40 million a year. He's the most championships, youngest to do it at that.
That's nuts.
Well, what do we do in every sport we decide to come into eventually? We become the youngest to smack some shit. What Tiger Woods do in golf? Nigga, masters. Nigga, what did Arthur Ashe? What did Arthur Ashe do?
Arthur Ashe, yeah.
Nigga, Wimbledon. Nigga, what we talking about, bro? The only reason Arthur Ashe didn't become more than that is because he got AIDS, bro. Allegedly.
Right. Nah, like that, man. We don't even, I'm just saying, fam.
But you see what I'm saying? Anytime we come touch some shit, except for like soccer, which is a huge ass international sport, and nigga ain't nobody fucking Ronaldo and Messi. I don't care what color you are. They are them guys. Like they
definitely
the Argentinian
guys,
and
but
the
they
Spanish
more
guy
famous.
run that shit.
I still think nigga Pele is the GOAT.
But here's why you don't hear about that. Pele was a defender.
Well, Pele was dope though.
No, he was, but he was a dope defender. So you're not gonna hear. He's not as exciting as.
He played forward a little bit,
but he was mainly a defender. That's what a lot of people forget about Pele. Pele was mainly a defender.
I like Rodillo. What's his name? The one with the
Ronaldinho.
The nigga with the ponytail. Had the ponytail.
Ronaldinho's one of the highest paid soccer
He's
players
hard
too.
Man, what was playing?
But you got.
And I like that one nigga from Nigeria. They be having like the blonde hair and shit sometimes. That nigga nice too. I didn't realize how big. I know. I'm just saying. I didn't realize how this motherfucker built like a fucking free safety or something.
Nigga, Cristiano Ronaldo is tall as fuck, bro. And you wouldn't know it because a lot of them soccer players are tall.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot.
They are.
Nigga, Cristiano Ronaldo is still the only person to score 100 goals in a season. Nigga, think about how hard that is. When games usually only do 3-4 goals a game, nigga. You hit 100 in a season. That's why he commands so much money. He's the GOAT of soccer. He will. Between him and Messi, they're going down as the GOATs of soccer, nigga. And on any given day, one's 1, one's 2, nigga. You feel me?
Yeah, I don't pretend to know too much about soccer like that.
They're them guys.
I know they're good.
Yeah, they're LeBron, pretty much.
I know they're good
on that soccer field.
No, I mean I know who they are.
They're the niggas you don't want to.
I'm just saying I don't know who everybody else is. The only reason why I say that is because if you like a casual basketball fan, then I can only imagine what you think about Jokic and.
Do you know why we don't know who are
Luka and Giannis?
Do you
nigga,
know why we
all
don't know
hype
who,
jobs. Nigga, a lot.
Do you know why me and you don't know who the dopest American players are?
Because American shit ain't popping.
No, because the dopest American players go play overseas.
No, I know.
So as soon
And
as
that's
they,
what I meant by it's not popping.
Yeah, they
like,
get picked up so
shit,
quick.
I got a couple teammates.
Patrick Dempsey.
I got a couple
nigga,
friends that played overseas.
If
I
you
know.
didn't know anything about soccer, you wouldn't know Patrick Dempsey's
And
American.
they get to go early.
Yeah.
That's the thing. My boy Hassan went over nigga to England. Nigga, we was going to high school. That nigga signed to go play in England.
Look at Freddie Adu. He was 14.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, look who dominates the sport in this country. That's why there's no age restrictions.
Yep.
That's why it doesn't make sense. You know, they'll talk to you about college education, nigga, like the linebacker from fucking Alabama is
Needs
going
a
to
college
school,
education.
going to school to
Not everybody wants to be
physicist.
Shaq and go be a cop and do all this other shit while we're.
Well, even if you did, nigga, not everybody has the ability to.
And this ain't the 90s no more. These kids aren't going back and finishing up degrees. We don't have them stories of Vince Carter.
No, they do.
Just came back.
They do. You just will never hear about that shit because nigga, who cares?
Matter, yeah. Because
nobody fucking
last
care.
time we heard about that was when Vince Carter had to go to North Carolina.
Steph Curry finished his degree.
But
there's a couple players.
Hear about
yeah,
it.
they made it a big deal. But it's really Vince Carter though was bugging.
Yeah, because
Vince
did it.
Vince went. He wasn't bugging. I'll take that back. Because Vince went. He promised his mom that he would walk the stage. That's all. That was his childhood promise to his mom. And it was like, I'm in the NBA.
As much as you love your fucking mom,
I'm
if that
balling.
was her one thing that she wanted to see,
she promised, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm going to have to fly to this. I'm going to just have to go.
You going to eat that fine if you're late, and nigga, you
going
to go.
To this game,
yeah.
And y'all better be ready to ball, nigga, because I just graduated. Nigga. And it is what it is. You're right. He did right. He did what he's supposed to do, I guess.
Especially because if it's a mom's request, my nigga.
That's what he said. He's like, man, I just promised my mom.
Yeah, nigga, period.
You can't take that from somebody. Like, bro, I went to college here.
And I'm rich, nigga, so I can fly and I can get here. Like,
he played 3 years.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like he was just a one and done type
right.
nigga. Like, that's why you don't see that a lot, too.
It's one and done.
You won't see it because, nigga, it'll be 3-4 years.
Back,
a lot of people do.
They?
But, nigga, they was only there 1 year.
Right.
And it's now 7 years removed. Nigga, look at J.R. Smith.
Right. Oh, did he go?
J.R. Smith is in college right now playing golf. He's on the college golf team and just became All-American at a black college.
I love him.
Doing his thing.
I love that nigga.
Nigga worth about 100.
JR's a beast, bro.
Worth about 100.
JR's a beast.
Worth about 100, bro.
I've never had anything bad to say about JR.
And watch what's really about to happen, though.
He gonna go to this PGA tour.
Exactly. And they really gonna hate on that nigga. Because he's good at golf. Yeah, because he's good at golf.
Oh, shit. Can you imagine them having to see
they
that?
Gonna have a fucking,
I bet you they make him wear
he going to
long
be Tiger
sleeves.
Woods on 10.
I bet you they make him wear long sleeves.
Oh, I guarantee you they're not letting him play on the PGA Tour. They're going to figure out a way. Nah, fuck that. And the thing is, this the cold part about it. He's not even old in that sport.
He wasn't even old to leave basketball.
I know, but he's not even old in that sport.
Why did he leave basketball? Did he get suspended?
Nah, nigga, just
done with it.
Basketball's a lot harder sport to play when you've been playing since you was 18.
And I have respect for a motherfucker who realizes that. Like, I don't have to chase this no more.
Well, and teams wasn't really fucking with him. Because, you know, you get a reputation with a guy.
And you get to go out with dignity. You're not over here fucking groveling
that's why
to
Bron is
these
the GOAT.
teams.
Because they had blackballed him.
Yeah.
Bron was like, hey, man, come over here to L.A. Yeah. And he got a ring.
And got that chip.
He was like, yeah, I'm out.
Yeah, he don't got nothing else to prove.
I'm out
no
now.
more.
I got 2 rings. Like, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Deuces,
like, I made over 100 M's.
Hey, and the shit that y'all make fun of me about, you can't even bring that up. I won a championship.
And hold on, let's be real too. How much controversy was he ever in? The stuggeries they tried to say this nigga was he?
Well, you gotta relax.
Was he?
You gotta remember.
Like bad shit?
Yeah, J.R. Smith was in the car when his boy got killed. Like, he had been through some shit, nigga, early in Denver. Because they had got him right out of Jersey, right out the and look, he's an eclectic kid. He's a kid that could have probably played pro baseball, was dope at football, All-American basketball player, dope at golf, and he's an academic All-American in college. So he's intelligent.
Yeah, and that's probably what they hated about
him. But he's out of Jersey, out of the brick, nigga, extra hip-hop, tatted up. He just don't fit how you want him to be, and that probably fucked him up in a lot of times.
Because if you took all those traits and gave it to LeBron, we're praising him and loving him. Well, nigga, he's on every team.
He has all those traits, and that's why we praise him and love him.
No, but I'm saying you put it on LeBron, who's got none of this shit on him. No.
What you mean?
Scandals and shit.
Okay, well, you take all those off of him.
Yeah.
And he's LeBron.
He's LeBron.
You're right.
Like,
but
he's LeBron. Like,
even with his character, like you said, though, even with his character, over the years of, like, kind of cleaning it up, they credited him teaming up with Bron and him, not getting in no trouble in Cleveland. That's kind of, like, fixed his career a little bit.
Because, nigga, I thought he was going to be the new Artest for a while.
Yeah, a lot of people did. They were trying to put him in that bag.
And
Hey, shit, he could have been though.
And to see him,
he was on his way. But see, another thing is too.
Go all the way.
Yeah, he wasn't as far off as Artest though. Like, yeah, because Artest has some real traumas. J.R. Smith, you know, by all accounts, has like a good family, comes from a good family. I think he really was just a kid that was misunderstood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That nigga in the hood who wasn't into all the gang shit, but
yeah, he
was like a me.
He's a product. He's a product of his environment.
Right. He's like a me and you.
So
you know
visually, you'll see him and might have a idea of him.
Right.
But then, you know, you get the kicking one, like, oh, this motherfucker smart. Oh, he does this. Oh, he likes this.
The same nigga look at you walking down the street, your dreads is down or whatever and shit. Niggas gonna look at it.
Might have a perception.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then talk to you and be like, oh, this nigga is well-spoken as fuck. Because they probably going to expect you, because, you know, niggas are stereotype you. You probably thinking you about to be like, oh, what's up, nigga, what's up? And when they talk to you, you going to see it like, oh, you don't sound like I thought you sounded at all, nigga.
Or I never thought me and you would be having this conversation. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how it be. That's how it be. Speaking of, I got one more thing I want to get off this list. Tulsa reparations. They did an update quick. They've granted continuance in the case, which I guess what the people of Tulsa was trying to do, people of Oklahoma and Tulsa, they were trying to do what they always do. Like, you know, you have a case against the government or the system in any kind of way, and then they seek to find all kind of reasons of why that those accusations or those claims are felonious in some kind of way, whether it's because they lack validity or too much time has passed. These are some of the things that they commonly throw out there to try to deteriorate people from or deter people from proceeding further. But 100-year-old women, a couple of individuals, I think it's a handful of them that are still survivors. They were children when the bombs were dropped on their hometown. And they're in their hundreds. They're over, just a few of them, they're over 100 years old. And they have been fighting this forever. And one of the things that came out is Johnny Cochran had met with them. And Johnny Cochran had proclaimed that reparations was going to be his pet project. That's what he was.
Nigga, we might have reparations right now.
We were gonna have
Johnny
reparations,
Cochran.
bro.
If Johnny Cochran was alive still, we definitely would have reparations by now.
Say it again.
If Johnny Cochran was still alive.
Say that last part again.
Alive, nigga.
And what happened?
Supposedly he died of a brain cancer.
Brain aneurysms, right?
Which could be. That's a brain aneurysm, nigga.
That's all I'm saying, bro.
Let's be real.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's
You
all I'm
shoot a nigga
saying.
in the head, we could classify that as a brain
That's all I'm
aneurysm.
saying.
Nigga.
Everybody said that shit was, you know, a little to the left, a little unexpected.
Because it was out of nowhere.
Yeah, bro.
Niggas like.
It wasn't out of nowhere, all right. They was like, you doing what?
For us, it was out of nowhere.
Nigga. See, one of the things that he was even talking about his strategy, and it was like he's the greatest civil rights attorney of 100 years, and he had filed all the data and all the information from all of his trials. I can't win all these, and you say that I'm correct on all these, and again, collectively, I'm wrong.
Yep.
All these mean that this is it. I'm right about this.
Yep.
And yeah, allegedly, that was one of the reasons why they got him up.
Yeah, because
that's a reason why people think
the way
that he may
Johnny
have been
Cochran,
removed from
the way
from
that
society.
Johnny Cochran went for black people. Nigga, he'd have been in that fucking courthouse till he was in that courthouse till they killed him.
And he's a master interpreter of the law. Yeah, that was a loss. It was a loss to the community on that one. But I don't know, I just wanted to hear your thoughts, man. See what you thought about because I think just like with the NCAA payment.
So
shit,
here's how I feel like
let me real quick.
Ahead.
I didn't mean to set you up because I asked you and then start talking. I'll summarize my thoughts with this and give it to you. I think this is basically in the same lines of when LeBron and them sat down with the governor of California about the I forgot the name of the bill, but that pays college athletes. Once they got that to that far, the rest of the country had to get on board and make it an overall national NCAA thing. I think this could be similar in a lot of ways. But I'm scared that they'll try to use this as a blueprint to separate the things and make it to whereas if you're not a descendant of Tulsa or Rosewood, Florida, or one of these things, different places in New York. Like,
I'm not because here's the thing, that'll tie them up in way too much litigation, because you can't. There's no way you can tell who was. I don't know if any of my people ever lived there.
Right.
You don't know if any of your people ever lived there.
Right.
We have great ancestors that fucking born and raised in Roseville and Tulsa and all that shit. And that's very easy for me to think because, nigga,
that's true.
My grandfather's from fucking Missouri, nigga.
Right. No,
so that's not far.
No,
nigga.
I know. And the way our people had to migrate and was forced to be
So,
herded a certain way, it's not hard.
So here's the problem that America's facing now. If Tulsa decides to do it and clears it, and California already cleared it, it's bad. Because then people are looking at then America's really getting looked at. Well, why can't y'all do it if these two states did it? Or one's a city. If this city did it and this whole fucking state's doing it, why the fuck can't this whole government that has trillions of fucking dollars do it for all of us?
I agree. I think we can leave that one at that.
Like,
well said.
That's fucking. It'd be fucking ridiculous if you show me California, just a state, and then you show me Tulsa, a city, not even the biggest city in Oklahoma.
Right.
Not the richest city in Oklahoma. But they're talking about it. And America's you keep dragging your fucking feet, and you have more than the means to give us a few $100,000 a piece. Yeah. Miss me with that shit. If there's really only 40 million Americans and if there's only really 40 million black people in America, I did the math. To give all of us 100,000, I did the math at 100 million people, 100 million black people. To give all of us $100,000, it'd be $10 trillion. We've seen our government throw tens of trillions at the wall all day.
The estimated ticket that I've heard thrown around Congress is like 14 trillion.
So that's about right. Yeah, that'll give us a couple $100 grand a piece.
You got to think about this. Like, that's the cash payments, but they're talking about the ancillary things of nigga. The original deal is land.
Yeah.
But they don't want to give up that.
Give everybody a house.
That's lucrative, but that's what I'm saying. Now it comes into the home ownership program. Then it comes into like, why are black kids paying for college?
Yeah, do all that.
Respectfully.
Do all that.
Like, it's just a lot that goes into that, because that you can allot,
or give everybody.
You can allot 100+ years where foundational black Americans were taxed and not allowed to participate in anything that they were taxed for.
Yep.
Like, it's just a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot.
Or if you give us reparations, and this might take a few years to do and get locked down, give everybody options. You can have a big ass piece of land worth this much money. B, you can go to college and we'll still give you this much money. Or C, you can take it all in money amount. Because if you got black people who want to be farmers, they want to be agriculturalists.
Yeah, just like they pay European farmers to move over here and government subsidized and all that type of shit. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I want that. Give me that. I want that land.
That all comes from land grant colleges. That's what originally got Martin Luther King killed, allegedly, is when he starts speaking about land grant colleges. We had that rant over here before. We talked about it. That's where it all comes from, and like.
But that would be so beautiful. Because,
that's how you know they can do it.
Because then
it's been done before.
Because then there's no complaint of we're just giving everybody money. No,
who cares?
We're giving everybody a choice, because there's people out there who like I said, we know black farmers, black cowboys. We know people who lived on the farm and wish they could own a farm and can't because
there are black farmers that are right now being systematically shut out of their farms because of subsidizing of white farmers around them. That's why Joe Biden just gave them the $5-point-something billion to black farmers in the country. But then who came up under them and was just like, no, we want to pull some of that back. We want to do this. The Republicans. Yep. And it goes back to what we said, poverty pimping. Mm-hmm. Poverty pimping. Like, you know, we live in a country where they pay farmers not to farm. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about?
America's best thing they've ever done is put Band-Aids on shit.
That's what we do a lot of times. Just Band-Aids.
Oh yeah, that's all we know how to do. We have the best Band-Aids in the world. Unless
it's something affecting the class that runs the country. Yep. Like, you know what I mean? Other than that.
Because as soon as banks need bailouts, nigga, we'll fix the whole problem. It ain't just we don't just Band-Aid you. We gonna get you all up out of there. I'm gonna get you in the
ASAP.
black right now.
ASAP.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, people need they need the people bailout. Shit. You got anything else you want to get off on time?
No, and that is
It's another
episode motherfucking 100 of this bitch. We've done this
Word.
100 fucking times. We've had
That's 100 released. Y'all don't know about the vault.
We've had 100 discussions. We've had a 100 arguments.
100 debates, nigga.
100 debates.
100 clown sessions. 100 smoke sessions.
Man.
You know what I mean? And hopefully this reaches 100,000 people. So shout out. Hey, man, I do want to say this on a serious note,
Fucking
though.
100.
If you out there, man, and you got any kind of idea or like goal, not to sound cheesy with the goal word, but goals are important. And if you got something like that you've been sitting on and you want to do it, man, we started this joint in the middle of a pandemic with the world on fire.
I had no idea of it even being a fucking podcast.
With the world on fire.
This was never.
Also, I'll say something to that. When you have friends, when you have people and family around you, and you see their light, you see certain talents that they possess. Dre didn't know shit about podcasting, but I was like, bro, I think you should get into podcasting because it goes into everything that he already does. This fits right into his wheelhouse. Now, whatever we would take this in the future, nigga, that's remain to be seen. That's the journey. But it's all about pointing our friends and our team into positions to win. And this is what this kind of symbolizes for us. 100 episodes. Dre, I'm proud of you. Can't believe we did this shit. It happened. It seemed like it just boom. You know what I'm saying? And here's to hundreds of more. Everybody that's got on this train, man, late, early, we still growing. Like, share, and subscribe. Help us build this thing up, man.
Don't fucking.
We here.
And don't be discouraged at the rate of growth. We go through this all the fucking time. We go through this. 100 episodes. You know how many times we've had the conversation of being disappointed of how this shit isn't where we would like it to be. This shit still isn't anywhere near where we would like it to be. Right. But nigga, at this point, like, I ain't do 100 episodes to not figure out where this is gonna go, nigga. We're either gonna run this into $1 million corporation, we're gonna run this shit into the ground. This is the only choices, nigga. We've been through host changes because if you remember, if you were an early fan, we had the homie Dio. We've had a deal.
Contracts. Shit.
It's been a crazy fucking 100 episodes, man. Yeah, we done changed 3 locations. We done changed fucking platforms. We done went live on. We done, man, everything. Yeah. The first 20 episodes aren't even done the same way as how we do shit now. Like, it's just.
And that's a new thing. Like, you know, podcasting is kind of new still, man, and a lot of people are jumping on it. A lot of people are catching the itch. We not haters, bro. You know, we got inspired by others too, and I just think that, like, if you getting on the podcast tip, it's not easy. It's not as easy as it looks. Make sure you got to have somebody on the team, bro, that you can fight with. You got to have somebody on the team.
Oh yeah,
be able to argue.
We got episodes. We actually probably have 106 episodes, but there's episodes me and this nigga have had full on screaming matches that we've had to delete.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
So and we right as rain after the argument happens. We ain't got cool time for that. Right as the argument's done. The ever changing, like you said, we talked about the formats changing, the things. One thing that I could say is just on some of these host platforms, we've literally uploaded videos, came in next week. The whole process of uploading is different. I just think, just like we always like to go back to laying bricks. You know, when shit get tough with us over here at the ATS, man, we just say, we bricklaying. We laying bricks, you know. And, but the growth is coming. Our numbers is looking all right, man. Don't get discouraged, man. I know some of y'all see. In the last 28 days, me and him done seen enough that makes us want to continue. Because we were both at a point where we're like, we're going to keep doing this, but nigga, how long is this And we saw so much growth in the fucking week.
And everybody grows differently.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing, if you're going to start a podcast, don't go our route. Audio first. Get yourself on all the streaming platforms. Focus on your audio.
Understand what the difference is. Like, we had these debates at length, but sometimes when there's a debate going on, it's not about right and wrong. It's about communicating one side properly. Most of our arguments come from us starting the process at different spectrums and trying to get to the middle. I guess that's building business with anybody. Me and Dre are brothers. We're friends. We were friends long before this. We've been getting money with each other out the mud since before this. We're going to do that after this, right? That's something to always be mindful of as well. I think sometimes people get caught up in the idea of having conversations with people, but who can you build with? Who can you have a conversation with, piss them off, and then when the mic cuts off, figure out how you're going to get the world to see you piss each other off? Like, it's a weird dynamic at times, but you know, it's hand in glove, man, and it's what you're going to get out of it, what you put into it. Might as well have fun, create an environment. But at the end of the day, man, content is king, and it's really just about owning something and putting out your own content. I don't got to argue at the TV no more. You know what I'm saying? You just get on here, turn this mic on, and get your shit off.
That's the beautiful thing about podcasting. You can literally get your podcast set up and record any shit you're going through, anything you see. Like, there's one person podcast out there that just motherfuckers just talk about shit. They just jump on some shit real quick and put an episode out. Like,
I think they said now it's like 50,000 podcasts going up every day.
Yeah, so.
But everything is competition, man. Competition is life, and I don't feel like we compete with anybody. We got into this space to just enjoy moments. You know, before we started a pod, me and this cat would spark a L and debate and speak for hours about certain things. You have to have some kind of passion in that realm to do this, but over and all, dog, I wouldn't have chose it with nobody else, man. It's been a hell of a ride. Can't wait for 100 plus more. Hey, our next 100, we going to turn up, though. Because we were talking hella shit. Oh, for 100, we going to do this. We going to do that. Yeah.
100 came and went too quick.
It
came and went too quick.
It caught us slipping.
And that was episode 100 of the Always Talking Shit
100.
Show. As always, I'm your host, Doc On.
And I'm your host, Akeem Magic.
We out of here.
Peace and love.
New Always Talking Shit Show.
For the 100th time.
100 for the 100th time.